Yes, case number 177 on the calendar in the matter of Gonzalez versus Gonzalez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Marty.
And yours?
Myra.
Your mother liked M's?
Yes, she did. All of us. Seven of us.
All M's?
Well, 5 kids and the 2 parents, all M's. 7.
All M's. According to the complaint, you made a loan to your sister when she was having some difficulty in the amount of $2,500. You want that money back. And then you were incarcerated for a period of about 2 months and claimed that she used a truck that belonged to you without your permission, and she wrecked it. You were paid by the insurance company for your wrecked truck, but you believe that she should compensate you for the time that she used the truck without your permission.
Correct.
Ms. Gonzalez says that she had your permission to drive the truck and that the $2,500 that she acknowledges that you gave her was a gift because you were a sister and helping her out. First, because I'm a curious person, what were you in jail for?
I had a confrontation with the school official, and with 9/11, they consider that a terrorist threat anytime you fight with the official.
Is that the first time you were incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
Must have been some confrontation.
It was.
Was it about you or about a child?
My children. I wanted to take them out of school, and they wouldn't let me.
Why?
Their dad has primary custody, and he instructed the school officials not to let me take them without his permission. But that was the day that I was supposed to have them. He called the school, told them not to let them
go with you.
With me, correct.
Got it. Satisfied my curiosity. So you were incarcerated for 60 days.
Correct.
Now, prior to that, you told me that in your complaint that you made a loan to your sister. Tell me about the loan.
Well, it was against my best wishes. I was incarcerated. I had only contact with my older sister, Maria, who's sitting over there.
So you made this loan to her while you were in jail?
Correct. While I was down, depressed, upset.
Well, tell me about that.
During the time I was being incarcerated, my sister Myra and her husband had refinanced their home for $40,000. I guess it was a surprise to her, but he took off with the $40,000 and her best friend, who he had been seeing for a year, and she used to take care of her son while they used to go out together. So anyway.
That's a lot of information that I really didn't need.
Okay, so my sister Maria asked me on 2 different occasions that Myra had no money and no car, and she was going to be out in the street because she lost her job because she was depressed and upset and all that. So even though I told my sister, I don't want to do it, I know what's going to happen, my sister Maria kept coaxing and pushing, you're the only one that can help her, you're the only one. I had no job, I'd been fired, I was in jail, but yet I was the only one of 5 kids who could help her. So I did it.
You must have had money from something. Where did you have the money from?
I always have savings. I'm an auditor, I'm an accountant. I always have a little stashed away.
So you were in jail at the time that this agreement was made?
Correct.
But so far, you're just telling me that you had conversations with your older sister. You're the older sister?
Yes.
Nothing with the defendant?
Correct. Until after I got out of jail.
Okay. So I want you to tell me how you got the money to your sister.
My sister Maria, I was out in between the 60 days. I gave her my savings.
What do you mean you were out?
I went in twice because I had a little problem with the roommate, so we were both taken to jail. But anyway, they took me back on the first offense. So during that time, I gave my sister permission. I gave her power of attorney to take care of my business while I was incarcerated because I didn't want...
You gave your older sister that authority?
Yes, and I gave her my money to put in her bank account to pay my bills while I was incarcerated because I didn't know how long they were going to keep me there. I didn't want anything to be repossessed or foreclosed on.
Okay, do you have that power of attorney? Do you have all the paperwork?
No, I don't have the power of attorney. I didn't think I was going to need that part. No, ma'am.
You have a check?
Yes, I have a check register that shows...
I don't want to see the check register. I want to see your return check.
That would have been with my sister Maria, and I asked her to get them. She never got them to me, but I don't think either one are denied the fact that she did take the money.
I want to see a bank statement showing that the $2,500 was taken out. The check register is not proof of anything.
I asked her...
You're an accountant.
Yes,
You're an auditor.
Correct. But it wasn't in my hands. It was her account that she was in charge of.
Just a second. They had to take the money out of your account, madam, in order to put it in her account.
No, I took it out myself while I was out in the middle of my 60 days.
Show me from your account. Just show me from your account, Miss Gonzalez. Show me from your account that you took out money. I understand that she doesn't have to bring proof because she doesn't have to prove anything to her account. But your check register is not proof of
Okay.
anything. I could write something down in a check
Right.
register
That's
and
true.
never have
That's
a check
true.
that.
That's correct.
Right. So show me.
I don't have that because I didn't think that they weren't disputing the fact that I actually.
I need it.
I don't have it, ma'am. I don't have that part. I don't have that.
Well, that's a big part. That's the main part of your lawsuit. It would seem to me that you would bring all of that information. It sure does. Now, let's get to the truck. When did you take physical possession of this truck?
When she was incarcerated. The reason I took it is because she had sold the truck to one of her tenants, and I happened to get the truck because she told my sister, I need the truck back and the expedition. So I went out of my way, brought her expedition back because, I mean, she didn't know what was going on with that. And
Well, how could you take it back if you just told me she sold it to one of her tenants?
because she told my sister that she didn't remember selling it to this one person. And he gave me the pink slip. He said, yes, Marty did sell it to me. Well, obviously she's saying no, he didn't want no problems.
So you're telling me that this tenant of Miss Gonzalez's said to you, here's the pink slip. She gave it to me for the truck that we're talking about, which means he had to have given us some money.
Well, I believe so too, but Marty told my older sister she didn't sell him the truck.
Well,
and
and how would he get the pink slip?
Exactly, that's what I say. Well, the
How
thing.
much did you get for this truck?
I didn't. One of my roommates.
No. Listen
Oh,
to me
in
very
insurance.
carefully. In insurance.
9237.
What kind of truck was it?
It was a 95 Chevy double cab 4-wheel drive Silverado.
11 years old. Did you owe any money on it?
No, I didn't.
So you got $9,237, right? What do you want from your sister?
I'm not asking her for the money for the truck. She took my vehicle for 4 months without paying me any money,
You
no
were
rent.
only in jail for 2 months.
Correct. So she took my vehicle without my permission. She drove it. She had no car. So I think she should pay a rental fee. I never sold it to my roommate. You know, you don't always know the person 100% who you're renting a room to. So anyway, he was doing all kinds of dealings while I was incarcerated
I'm not
after the
talking
fact.
about it. I'm just trying to figure out who the players are in this case. And it's coming around very quickly who the players are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Then why didn't you get it back?
I was in disarray myself, being
Miss
incarcerated.
Gonzalez, I don't think you've been in disarray for a minute in your life.
And later today,
You have to be drug tested in order to drive a truck.
Why do you think I'm on drugs?
You prepared to be drug tested today?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marty Gonzalez claims her sister, Myra Gonzalez, drove her truck without permission. Marty also says Myra owes for a loan to take a vacation.
You did not have a contract with your sister.
No, I did not.
You did not have a rental agreement with your sister.
No, I did not.
And there is not a question in my mind that her use of the car did not devalue it for insurance purposes. Because if she took your car without permission, right?
Correct.
And if you told the police that she took your car without permission, your insurance company might very well have disclaimed on the policy and not paid you your $10,000. So you must have indicated that there was somebody driving your car who had permission to drive it. It was your sister. Didn't you tell that to the insurance company?
No, I told them that she was driving it. One of her...
Just a second. You told them that she was driving it. And did you tell your insurance company, by the way, who's your insurance company?
Liberty Mutual.
Did you tell Liberty Mutual that it was your sister?
Yes.
Did you tell Liberty Mutual that you had filed a claim with the police that your car had been stolen or taken without your permission?
No, no, ma'am.
You didn't tell them that?
No.
Well, why didn't you tell them that? If that's what you're telling me now, why didn't you tell them that your car had been stolen, taken without your permission?
Well, I knew where it was, but it was still without my authority.
Then why didn't you get it back?
I was in disarray myself, being incarcerated.
Miss Gonzalez, I don't think you've been in disarray for a minute in your life. I think that you're very much control of what goes on around you. You got paid almost $10,000 for this truck.
But that's to replace it, not for her renting of it.
She didn't rent it. You had no rental agreement with her. And you had adequate opportunity once you got out of jail after 60 days to get it back if you wanted it back. The case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My sister is used to taking advantage of people.
From day one, she's always been greedy.
And she goes around boasting about all the cheating
It's just her way of being.
and lying that she does to other people.
It has to be her way or no way.
I loaned her the money. I was the only one there to loan her money.
She helped me out. I also helped her out when she was incarcerated.
And this is how I get treated. I don't get a dime back.
Even till this day, she hasn't even said, "Oh, thank you for coming down."
So since I was the good guy, then I guess I got to pay for it. Not once, but twice.
It's just a win-win situation always for her.
Oh, I don't don't have any dealings with her.
I have no idea. Time will tell.
I hate to say what I would tell her if I saw her right in front of my face.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Chavez versus Kelly. Step forward, please.
Patricia Chavez is suing her son, Dylan Kelly, for loans to buy a truck and a home.
Ms. Chavez, this is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to your complaint, you believe that he owes you some money. He owes you some money, you claim, as a result of a car loan that you co-signed for him 3 years ago. That's the first amount of money that he owes you. And then for cash loan that you made to him. Now, let me understand the car incident first. He purchased a car, you co-signed, you were the primary on the loan. And according to you, practically immediately, you realized he wasn't going to make payments on this truck. So you took the truck back immediately, and you turned it over to a coworker of yours who agreed to make the payments on it.
Yes.
So at that point, you weren't out any money, correct?
Yes, I was out of money.
How much money were you out?
In order to get that truck, he traded in the truck that I had sold him that was mine. He got $1,600 for that truck to trade it in. I ended up paying the DMV fees on his new truck and the
Well,
insurance.
then you gave him an old truck.
I didn't
to
give
use
it
as
to
a down
him.
payment.
I sold it to him.
Show me the bill of sale.
I don't have a bill of sale.
All right. Ms. Chavez, you took the car back?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you make any payment on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how many payments did you make?
3 altogether.
Okay. You made 3 payments in what amount?
There were $251.33, and the DMV fees were $166, and that shows on my
Just
statement.
a second. Now, she took the truck back. I want you to tell me why, sir.
She took the truck back because I got fired from my job. I lost my job.
Okay.
And I had no way to get in it.
You have no way to what?
I have no way of working. So I lost my job. I was gone for a week. She must have gotten paranoid or whatever. So she took the truck back. So she was paying, I guess she paid one payment or whatever. That's fine, but I still needed the truck. But by that time I wasn't working and she kicked me out. She kicked me out of the house, and then I had to leave the house with no truck, so I had no way.
Mr. Kelly, are you under the influence of any controlled substance or alcohol today?
No. Why?
Because I am usually a pretty good judge of that, either that or you have some sort of problem with your speech. Do you take drugs?
No.
Did you have any alcohol today?
No.
Are you sure, Mr.
Positive.
Kelly? Fine. So after you paid all of this money, then you lent him money again. Tell me when.
May of this year.
And what did you lend him money for?
For a down payment for a home that was next door.
Well, tell me how that came about.
Well, I let him move back in with me because he went and got his a CDL license, got his act together, and I trusted him.
What kind of license?
A truck driver's license. Okay, and he makes a lot of money. So, you know, he needs to get out of my house. He needs to get his own place. He needs to get his own life. He's 35, and I'm still paying for him.
Would you please tell me about the discussion that you had with him? Did you find out about the house, or did he find out about the house?
Dylan told me about it.
You found out about the house being for sale?
Yes.
Tell me about the discussion you had with your mother.
I told her about it and told her I had some money. The guy was going to do payments. And at first I didn't want to do it, you know, and she was going to give me the money for a gift, you know, to help me get into a place because I wanted to move out. I didn't want to stay with her anymore because, yes, I am 35 and I wanted to move out of her house. You know, so I thought maybe it would be cool if I got a place next door. I didn't want to because I wanted to get an apartment of my own. And so I got the place next door to her. Just to, you know, so I can be close to her, and I thought maybe that would be, you know, cool. So I thought maybe it would be cool if she would help out. And I was under the impression it was a gift. So.
How large is this truck that you drive?
It's altogether 53 feet.
You drive it every day?
Yeah.
You have to be drug tested in order to drive a truck? I'm asking you a question.
I understand. Why do you think I'm on drugs?
Because I've been in this business for 40 years, sir.
Okay.
That's the reason why. You prepared to be drug tested today?
Sure.
Great. We're going to make arrangements for you to have a hair follicle test before you leave. Is
Okay.
that satisfactory? Great. It'll make me feel a lot better. If I'm mistaken, I'm mistaken. But you will wait afterwards, won't you?
Sure.
Great. Terrific. Yes. Anything you want to tell me?
Your Honor, it was not a gift. At first, it was only going to be $1,000, and Dylan was supposed to come up with some of it. And then that's why this check is in 2 different checks. I said, "No, Dylan, that's it. That's all I got." But when it came down to the wire, then the guy said maybe he's not going to give the place to Dylan.
Ms.
And I said,
Chavez,
"Okay,
Ms.
well, I'll throw in another $400
Absolutely
just to get
right.
it out."
Ms. Chavez, listen. I want you to listen to me very
Yes.
carefully. In what month and year did you have to write out checks for your son for this car that he didn't pay off? That was in 2005?
It was in April, May, and June.
Of 2005?
5, yes.
July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and April. Did you receive any payments from your son?
I hadn't even heard from him.
Very good. So you want me to believe, madam, that what you did was you made a loan to him, operating on past history that he was going to pay you back. And I'm telling you, how many children do you have?
That's just it. He's the only one I have.
He's the only one that you have. So you just expended, madam, because hope springs eternal, and you were hoping that his life would get turned around. You were hoping that everything came back together again. You gave him $1,400 to move into his own place because you didn't want him living in your house for some reason. Who else lives in your house?
Me, just me. So it's just me. It's, in fact, the only people in this whole world is just me and him.
Then I don't understand why you're suing
But,
him.
he
Quite
made
frankly,
payments.
Ms. Chavez, then I don't understand over a couple of $1,000s why you're suing your only child.
Your Honor, he even made payments. He started making payments on that $1,400.
Let me see.
He agreed to $350 a week. He made $350. The second one was $200, and that's when it all came to an end.
Oh, okay. So do you make some payments on this money, sir?
Yes, I've given her some money.
No, I said you made payments on the money.
Yeah, I've given her payment.
How much did you give her in payments?
I got a receipt for $550.
Okay, and your mother says you gave her another $350. Did he give you another
But I didn't get
$350?
He gave me $350 because he agreed for the $350 a week,
Just
and
a
then
second.
$200 after that. So he started becoming short of payments. And it was like the next week I'd say, Dylan, where's my money? Well, I got to pay for my fines. And then the next week, Dylan, where's my money? Well, I got to pay for payday loans. I go, okay. Well, the next week I say, now where's my money? Oh, I'm taking my dad to the ball game. And that did it for me. After that, I said, Dylan, I'm going to sue
don't
you.
give him any more money.
I'm not. I'm
Good.
not. After this, I'll
Good.
probably
Ms.
never
Chavez,
see
don't
him
give him
again.
any more money. Your mother made 3 payments on this truck before she was able to get somebody to get her out from under the payments, so you are responsible for that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Fine. What he owes you is $1,603. He owes you $753 for the 3 car payments you made, and the difference of the $550 from the $1,400 that you gave him. That's $1,603. Very good. Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
why don't you wait before the case is over, sir? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,603, and we'll tell you where to report. Thank you.
Okay.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's my only son,
Yes, it is upsetting.
and I just
Now it's case number 279 on the calendar in the matter of Duffy versus Correo. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Duffy, this used to be your girlfriend, and you lived together for a while. You broke
Correct.
up, and you say that she owes you for expenses of a joint dog, including the gas to go and get it, and the vet bills, etc.
Yep.
And a vacation that you took some time ago, she was supposed to pay for half, and she never did. Ms. Correo, your defense is grow up. Get over it. It's over. Mr. Duffy, how long did you and Ms. Correo live together?
About 5 or 6 months.
Did you move into her apartment? She moved into your
She
apartment?
moved into my house with me and my mother.
How long had you known her before she moved in?
We were dating about 2 months prior to that.
Why did you move into his mother's house?
Just to be together. We were supposed to move upstairs to our own apartment.
But you never did.
Briefly, but not for long.
Now, you moved in what month?
The end of March.
And when did you have this burning desire to get a pet together?
I would have to say the end of that month.
Why?
I've always wanted one. She had always wanted one. I figured it'd be good to go into it together.
So you went and bought this boxer puppy, and you had to travel to get it.
Yep.
How much did it cost?
It was about $200 in gas to get to Pennsylvania and back.
I didn't ask you how much the gas was. I asked you how much the pet was.
Oh, sorry, $550.
And then there were vet bills.
Correct.
How much were the vet bills?
I have $796 on my credit card.
And who took the dog when you split up?
Shana did.
Do you want the dog back?
No.
You're perfectly happy with her having the dog.
Well, it's been there for a while now.
So you're
so
perfectly
it's
happy with that.
comfortable there. Yeah.
Good. Under what theory, Mr. Duffy, under what theory do you think a court is going to give you the vet bills back?
Well, I don't have the dog anymore. She took the dog without even attempting to ask me if I wanted it, so I had no choice. She just took the dog. I have all this money invested into the dog and vet bills, and I have no dog to
Well,
show
when
for
you
it.
weren't getting along, according to what I read in the complaint and the answer, she said, I'm going to my mother's house to cool off for the weekend.
Right.
She left you a note. She took the dog with her. And you decided you had enough of her, period, so you told her not to bother to come back.
Yes.
Right?
I
Right?
ended the relationship.
Now, when you called her and told her, you emailed her, how did you get the message across to her to tell her that you didn't want her to come back?
It was text messaging over the phone, which is not the way I wanted it done.
Just a minute. You mean text messaging each
Yeah.
other back and forth. So you said to her, don't bother to come back.
Well, she asked me what I wanted to do. I said, I don't see this going anywhere.
I'll get to you in a minute. So now you say, I don't see this going anywhere. Don't bother to come back.
Right.
Did you say, bring my dog back?
That wasn't...
Did you
No,
say,
not at that
bring my
time.
dog back?
No.
When did you say, where's my dog?
About a week later.
Well, what did you think was going to happen to the dog in the 2 weeks now that it's been with defendant?
I tried to talk to her about what was going to happen because she still owed me the money for the vacation. We didn't know what was going on with the dog. She refused to talk to me and told me that I needed to speak to her mother about any problems I had.
Did you?
Yes. And her mother told me that I had to bring her to court to settle any problems.
All right. Now, Mr. Dufty, let me take care of the first part of your problem. Let's take care of the dog.
All right.
You get nothing for the dog.
Okay.
You lived together, you played house together, you bought this puppy together. That's what sometimes young, stupid people do. They say, well, we're not going to have a child together right now. We're going to get a pet together. Foolishness. There was no agreement. There was no contract. There was no
Right.
contract with the defendant whatsoever.
Correct.
That should you separate, she was going to keep the dog, but she would reimburse you for the vet bills. That's contract.
Right. But I never had a choice to even have
Oh,
an
certainly you
option
had
to keep the dog.
Certainly you had a
Because I was
choice,
at
sir.
work.
You didn't want the dog. If, when you text messaged her for the first time, you said, don't bother to come home, but by the way, I paid for the vet bills for the dog, I paid for the gas to get there to purchase the dog, and I think it's only fair that I should have the dog back.
Right.
And she says, no, I want the dog. And you say, well, then let's amicably come up with a resolution with regard to that. That's one thing. But you didn't mention the dog at all.
Okay.
You know, that's sort of an afterthought. In any event, you had no contract. There is no contract or
Right.
theory under which I find that the law is going to help you get these vet bills paid. You know, it would really be no different if you purchased a car together, stupidly, in joint names, and the car needed repairs, and you paid for the repairs, and then you broke up, and she took the car. She said, well, we purchased the car jointly, you know, so we're each going to get half the money, but I put in all the money to fix the car. There has
Right.
to be some theory under which you're going to get that back, other than
Correct.
just juvenile stupidity. Okay. So far, you didn't say much. So far, you're a winner, right?
Correct.
You have the dog. You're taking care of the dog.
Correct.
Good. Now, let's get to the vacation. When did you take the vacation?
The vacation we took in the middle to the end of March.
May.
March 2000.
May.
May. Where did you go?
To San Diego.
Where were you working at the time, Mr. Dufty?
I was currently unemployed. I had been laid off. I had another job lined up to
So you were
start.
unemployed. And where
Right.
were you working?
At a daycare in
How much did you earn?
$250 a week.
Why are you asking me? I don't work there.
$250.
Okay, so you were unemployed. You decided to take a vacation. That's always a good thing when you're unemployed to take a vacation. It clears your head, right? Good. Where were you going?
We went to San Diego to visit my family.
How long were you there?
12 days.
Who did you stay with?
My cousin and my uncle.
In their house.
Correct.
So let me hear the story, Mr. Dufty.
In the end of May, my cell phone contract was ending, so I was getting a new cell phone. She, at the time, needed to buy a new cell phone, so
No, I didn't.
So I decided that we'll get a cell phone contract together. We'll save money renewing a contract on buying her a new phone. At the same time, we were planning the vacation. She didn't have the money or amounts on credit cards to pay for the vacation. So I decided and made a deal with her that I will pay for the vacation if you pay for the cell phone bills until the amount equals up. And then when we ended the
There was
relationship,
no contract.
Just a second. I want you to be quiet and not interrupt him again.
and then when I ended the relationship, she canceled my cell phone and stopped paying everything.
Had she paid the cell phone between May and September?
She paid it for 5 months.
Did you pay for the cell phone bill for 5 months?
6 months.
Why?
Because it was on my contract, under my name, and
Was
it was
it any
just
extra
easier.
for him?
Yes.
How much?
It was probably like $60 to $70 more a month.
What bills did Mr. Dufty pay for you?
No bills. He paid for the vacation, but there was no contract in saying that I would pay him back for the vacation.
How come you didn't pay for anything when you went?
Because
Look at me. Don't look down there. How come you didn't pay for anything?
I didn't have the money to pay for a vacation like that.
Did you tell him that?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said he'd take care of it.
Excuse me. Can I say something?
Sure. Stand up when you say something.
Yep.
You're his mother.
Okay. After she moved out, she said that it was an agreement between the two of them that he would pay for the trip to California and she would continue to pay the cell phone bill. That was an agreement they had made.
Who did she say that to?
She said it to me.
When?
It was a week after that she had moved out of the house when she came to get her mail. And she told me that he dumped her and she was not going to pay the cell phone bill anymore.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's no reason for me to pay for his cell phone, especially if he's going to threaten me.
Why did he threaten you if you didn't pay for it for 10 months?
And later today,
3 weeks after he purchases this car, he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have his girlfriend. How do you think he feels?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jonathan Dufty claims ex-girlfriend Shayna Correo owes for vet bills on a dog she kept after their breakup. Jonathan also says Shayna owes for half the cost of a vacation in San Diego.
Did you have a conversation with his mother about the vacation when you came to pick up your mail?
I did have a conversation with the cell phone because she had asked me why I shut off the cell phone.
And what did you say to her?
I said I shut it off because we are no longer a couple and there is no reason for me to pay for his cell phone, and especially if he's going to threaten me that I have to pay for it for 10 months so he can rack up my bill and then I have bad credit because I can't pay for that.
Why did he threaten you if you didn't pay for it for 10 months?
Because he said that if I didn't give him money for the vacation, then he's not going down to Verizon to get on his own contract, and he said that I should pay for 10 months worth of more cell phone bills to add up to the vacation that I owed him.
So what you're telling me is that you did not have an agreement before.
We never had an agreement.
But afterwards he said you pay for half the vacation or pay for my phone.
Right.
I believe that. I believe it, Mr.
Excuse
Dufty.
me.
And I believe her when she said that her defense to this case is you got to grow up and you got to move on.
Your Honor?
No, listen to me. Listen to me. You went to San Diego to, according to you, visit your relatives. You stayed there. She was earning $250 a week. The likelihood of her spending $1,500 on a vacation is de minimis.
It wasn't $1,500, it was $1,200.
$1,200 on a vacation.
But I was unemployed at the time.
Is de minimis. Living with your moms.
Right.
Your case is dismissed, Mr. Dufty. You don't have a contract with her. You never had a contract with her. And the fact that it's over doesn't make it a contract.
It was an agreement before the relationship was ended.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all.
That's correct. You may step out.
He was really out for money.
She was looking for a free ride.
I think he made up pretty good.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gorman versus Loving. Step forward.
45-year-old Vincent Gorman is suing his ex-girlfriend, 25-year-old Courtney Loving, for the cost of a Lincoln Town Car. Courtney claims the car was a gift from Vincent.
Mr. Gorman, it is your claim that Miss Loving, who was a girlfriend of yours, owes you for a used car that you purchased for her. Miss Loving says it was a gift. So there are certain things that I think we can agree upon, Miss Loving, so I'm going to turn to you. First, we can agree on the fact that you and Mr. Gorman were in a relationship for a brief period of time, having met in June of 2006. Is that correct?
Yes.
This car was purchased in July of 2006. Is that correct, Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
And you decided you had had enough of Mr. Gorman at the end of July of 2006. Is that correct?
August.
At the end of August or the beginning of August?
Like the middle of August, our relationship
Middle
ended.
of August. You decided you had enough of him. And what you got out of this brief 8-week relationship is a car. So far, am I correct? Are those the facts?
Yes, those are the facts.
Facts. Simple, right?
Yes.
So I'd like you to tell me, how old are you?
25 years old.
Who do you live with? Is over here, looking someplace else? Try looking here and tell me who you live with. It's a simple question. If I asked anybody out there, I say, who do you live with? They would say, my wife, my children, my husband. Don't look up at the sky. Who do you live with?
My 2 children and my mother.
How did you get to work when you met him in June of 2006?
I had my own car.
So you didn't need a car?
Yes, which I expressed to Mr. Gorman.
No, just a minute. So you didn't need a car?
No.
Does your mother have a car?
No, she did not.
So there was one car for the entire family?
Yes.
So it would have been nice to have 2 cars?
Yes.
How old are you, Mr. Gorman?
45.
25, 45. It's getting to be a stretch. You do understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you want to tell me, sir, how it came about that this car was purchased and when it was purchased in July of 2006?
It was purchased July the 22nd, 2006.
Tell me how it came about, Mr. Gorman.
We was riding down the street.
In whose car?
In my car. And she said, oh, baby, look, there's a Lincoln for sale. I said, okay, let's stop and see what he wants for it. So we stopped and we checked it out, and he offered the good price. So she said, well, you know, I really like that car. I said, well, do you have money for this car? She said, no, but I will have some money. She said, around about 30 days, I can get you some money if you purchase this car for me. So I said, how much? She said, I give you $1,000 in 30 days, and then $150.
Did she say where she was getting the $1,000 from?
She said that she was finna start working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
So I gave her the money for the car.
Did you write her a check?
No, I paid cash.
Let me see the bill of sale.
Right here, yeah.
Well, this is an application for Michigan title and registration.
Yes, yeah.
This is what you used to register the car, Miss Loving?
Yes, I switched from my own car to the new car.
What'd you do with the old car?
I gave it to my mother.
How did I know that? Now, that happened on July the 22nd. When did you decide that you were no longer interested in Mr. Gorman?
When I was a half an hour late from work, on my way on the freeway home, I did not hear my phone ringing. I had the music loud on the freeway. So I seen my phone light up. I answered my phone. He said, why haven't you answered the phone? I've been calling you for a half hour. And I said, well, I didn't hear my phone ringing. He was like, where are you at? I said, I'm on the freeway on Gratiot. He said that he had already, picked up the kids from school and that he was at Kmart. And I said, so what did you get from Kmart? I said, or did you go looking for me? And he said, yes, I did. I said, so you have my children with you and you were looking for me because I haven't answered my phone in a half an hour? And he said, yes. So we stayed on the phone the whole trip to the house. Basically, I could hear the echo of the kitchen on the phone, and he was lying, like making up this whole elaborate thing about him out looking for me. So I said, I'm on the phone with him still. I said, I need a cigarette. So I go to the gas station, which is 2 blocks from the home that we were living in, which was Mr. Gorman's property.
Just a minute. So you were living with him?
Yes. I moved out of my house because it was my apartment.
When did you move in with him?
At the beginning of August.
With your 2 children?
Yes. I had moved in with him for about a month. Mr. Gorman pressed that I get another car. And I'm like, well, I don't really need another car. I got my Reba, which is what I call my car. So he said that if he gonna be driving the Lincoln, he wanted his girl to be driving in the Lincoln. He wanted it to be nice. Just look nice driving a car. When I go somewhere with him, he wants, me to look nice. So we were driving down the street, and we had been looking for cars that weekend. And he said, oh, baby, there go a Lincoln. Oh, and they only want $3,400 for it. So we turn around, and he was like, you like that? I said, yeah, it's nice, but I was just still kind of adamant because I didn't really want a new car. So we took it for a test drive and everything. We went to the bank on Saturday morning. He went and withdrew the money to purchase the car. There was no agreement saying that I was going to pay him anything back. Even on the night when we broke up, I said, so what do you want to do about the car and the phone? He said, well, I'm not a petty person. I know you need the car to get back and forth to work. He said that you won't have any problems unless I see another man driving the car, which I know my allegations were right. Because he was always accusing me of lying. Like I said, I was a half hour late getting home from work. He drew up this elaborate story. I got back to the house. He said,
It's enough. When did he come to collect his first payment on the car?
He never came to collect a payment. There was no agreement for a payment.
You said that you went to collect a payment, Mr. Gorman. When was that?
That was on the 21st of August.
Tell me what happened.
I rung her doorbell. She did not respond. So I knocked on the window. She still didn't respond. So I went over there to the car, and I went to put my key in the car. And my key wouldn't work.
Had the lock changed on the car?
Yes, after he came to my house banging on my doors and windows. And I knew that after he got my cell phone cut off the next day after we broke up, that he was going to come from my car. I was going to come home from work, and my car would not be there. So I didn't trust him after he got my cell phone cut off, knowing that my daughter has asthma.
Miss Loving, do you think that Mr. Gorman feels like a fool?
I don't know how he feels.
Well, how would you? Let me ask you a question, madam. Do your 2 children have the same father?
No, they do not.
Let's say father of child number 1 came back into your life, but he said, listen, I've got to clean up some old debts. So what I'd like you to do is, could you please take an advance on your salary or go and take out a loan because I'm having some difficulty. And you go and take out that loan for him. And 2 days later, he's gone. How would you feel?
Upset. That is happening.
Like a fool, right? So now you have a car and your mother has a car. And 3 weeks after he purchases this car, he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have his girlfriend. How do you think he feels?
He probably felt upset.
Like a fool.
I asked him the
Well,
night we
and when
broke
you
up,
said to him,
what do you
when you
want?
said to him, what do you want to do about the car?
And the cell phone.
No, forget cell phone. Bird, you see where it says signature of seller? That's where she's going to sign it. Right now. That's where she's going to sign it. Right now. Because he made a mistake with you, Miss Loving.
No, he didn't.
Sign it now. Right where it says seller. Because a couple of months ago, you said, what do you want to do about the car, if I believe you? And he said, I'm not a petty person. All of a sudden, he's become a petty person. Now he wants the car back. Now you can give it to Mr. Gorman. He has his car back. Thank you very much. Goodbye and good luck.
Thank you, Yana.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
Yeah, I feel she used me from day one.
Real controlling, very insecure.
I just gave her room to hang herself, and she did it.
And the cost of a wedding that never happened.
Yeah, this is case number 277 on the calendar in the matter of Taggart versus Miller.
Thank you, Bird.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor, and may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Taggart, you and Mr. Miller were engaged to be
Yes, ma'am.
married. You have a child from a previous relationship.
Yes, I do.
And the three of you live together.
Yes.
There came a time when that engagement and that relationship terminated. You were in the process of planning a wedding, and it is your claim that Mr. Miller owes you for a whole host of things. First, false allegations that he made with regard to an incident where he claimed that you bit him and assaulted him, emptying out a bank account that was yours, not giving you property back that belonged to you, and wedding expenses that you paid for. Mr. Miller says he doesn't owe you a dime. He also paid for wedding expenses. He says the allegations of assault were absolutely true. He doesn't have any property that belongs to you anymore, and he really wants you to move on with your life because he says that his life has been made unbearable by you and your family, who have embarked on a constant course of harassment, including filing of multiple lawsuits.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
far, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, when did this blissful relationship commence?
We got engaged on September 16th of 2005.
Were you living together at the time?
We didn't move in together until the next month.
You moved in together in whose home?
We rented an apartment together, and we both signed the lease.
And when was this argument that terminated the relationship?
The argument happened on May 10th, which was 10 days before the wedding was supposed to happen.
Is that when the assault allegedly took place, sir?
Approximately, Your Honor.
Not approximately.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You want to tell me what happened, Miss Taggart?
Yes, ma'am. I had gone to Morgan, where all of the wedding arrangements were to take place, to finalize the cake and the flowers. I called him at work and told him I was going to be going, and he didn't want me to go.
Why didn't you want her to go?
Well, because, Your Honor, I wanted to participate in the formalizing of this wedding.
Then he told you that.
No, he did not tell me that.
What did he tell you?
He just told me that he didn't want me to go, and previously he'd told me that he didn't want anything to do with planning it, that it was my wedding and I was in charge of planning it.
Okay, go ahead.
So I went to Morgan anyway. He'd called me several times and was very upset. And
Well, what did he say to you when he called?
He would just yell at me. He was mad at me because I talked to my mother about how he was upset with me. He didn't want me to even talk to my mother about it.
Miss Taggart, I'm not getting a full picture. After you spoke to him on the phone and he was upset with you, did you call your mother?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Why did you call your mother?
I called my mother because when I talked to him on the phone, I was very upset, and I just wanted to call and mostly have somebody just help me calm down so that I wasn't so upset. I was going to finalize wedding plans, and I didn't want to have tears running down my face when I was doing it.
Go ahead.
I finalized the wedding plans, and I called him when I was on my way home, as he'd asked. And he said, well, we'll just talk when you get home. And so I got home, and my son was asleep, and so I took him to bed in our bedroom.
How old is your son?
He's 7 now. He was 6 at the time.
If he was sleeping, where was he sleeping?
He was asleep in the car on the way home.
So you went to finalize the wedding plans with your son?
Yes.
And when you got home, you put your son to bed in your bedroom?
Yes.
Is that where he usually sleeps?
Yes, he had a bed in the front room, but he'd often come and slept in our bed.
That's not an answer, Miss Tackett. 7 years old, they're supposed to sleep in their own room if they have a room. When he slept in your room, where did he sleep?
He would just sleep in the bed. I laid him in there because I knew that Travis and I were going to be having a conversation, and I didn't want it to wake him. So I put him to sleep in our bed. And Travis was standing by the bathroom door when I got home. He gave me a hug, and I went and I sat on the couch in our front room. And a few minutes later, he came and he sat down in the chair across from me. And he started asking me questions, and something about like $1,600 missing from the bank account. And I told him it was just all finalizing wedding plans.
Did you have a joint checking account?
We did. He was put on the checking account 2 months prior to this.
And you were working at the time?
Yes.
Who were you working for?
I was working for the Huntsman Cancer Hospital.
And you?
Yes, I'm employed for the state of Utah for JGS, Juvenile Justice Services.
Okay, so you were each depositing your checks in the bank?
Yes,
in
ma'am.
this joint bank account? Okay, go ahead.
And so it started to get heated. He started yelling at me about all sorts of things. I remember I was holding a pillow sitting on the couch, and he stood over me, shaking his finger at me, telling me that I was weak and I was worthless, and he couldn't even believe he was attracted to me. And then he asked me to leave, and I was okay with that. At the time, I was fed up with the fight. I was ready to be done with the fight. And so I said, okay, I'll leave. And I went to go back to the bedroom to get my son. And Travis had been drinking prior in the evening. And Travis said, you're not taking him with you. And I said, he's my son, and he's going with me. And I tried to get past Travis to go get my son, and he pushed me. And he did this repetitively. He pushed me into the wall, into the kitchen table, into the couch, down on the bed, down on the floor. And I did the pushing and shoving match for a minute, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to call the cops. I grabbed my cell phone, and I started to dial 911, and he grabbed my phone, and he threw it across the house. After that, I went out, and I was kind of freaked out. I stood there for a second, and I decided that I had to get my son. And so I started to get violent with him. I did bite him on the upper left chest. I believe I bit him on the right forearm. I punched him, I kicked him. I was doing everything I could to get my son out of that house.
Why didn't you just go outside and call the police?
A moment of confusion.
Okay.
And so I started to get violent with him. And he said, you're not taking him, he's my son. And I said, you're not to him. And Travis then began to cry. He sat on the floor, and I tried to get past him again to get my son. He then grabbed my legs and threw me to the ground. When I got up again, I started punching him in the top of the head. And I finally got past him. Well, he ran into the bedroom following me. And then when I realized the fight had escalated and, we were now in the bedroom, I didn't want my son to wake up. And so I laid on top of his ears. I covered his ears so that he wouldn't wake up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't bite him and kick him and scratch him and punch him and then go inside and put your hands over your son's sleeping ears so that he won't be awakened. That's stupid. You agree with that, don't you?
No, ma'am. I don't.
Well, then that's your problem.
And later today,
You have to go, find your center.
I've been trying to find a lot
Find
of
your
my
center and say, it's over.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Terrell Taggart claims ex-fiancé Travis Miller owes for false allegations of assault, money taken from a joint bank account, and his share of wedding expenses.
All right, Mr. Miller, you want to tell me, please, your version of what happened on the night of May 10th?
Yes, Your Honor. While Ms. Taggart is emotional, the events that transpired. Yes, I'll tell you. I'd gotten off work around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I wasn't drunk. I'd called to pay my cell phone bill, our cell phone bill, over the phone. And I knew from the day before, because she told me she would like to go do some wedding things, and I asked her, can I go with you? I don't go alone. I said, I got off at 4. Prior to this, I called the cell phone company, and they said, no money in your account. So I got home, and I was a little upset, sober, not drunk. And we did have an argument. Her son was sleeping in our room, and if we did have such a horrendous fight, he would have woken up in the first place. She did assault me. I didn't touch her. She could have called the police at any time. I did ask her to leave at that time because she was emotional, and that's about how it transpired, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Taggart. So let me explain something to you. Let's deal with the false allegations of abuse. There were no false allegations of abuse. You lost your cool, and you assaulted him. That's it. You bit him. You bit him here, you bit him here, you bit him here. I'm not sure whether I believe that he struck you and abused you, because if he did, the police would have arrested him. Did they respond to your home?
They did not. I actually tried to file a police report several times within the following weeks. I went to the desk, and the officer at the desk didn't care. They just shrugged me off.
Okay. There were many ways you could have handled the incident that occurred in your house on the 10th of May. You chose the most inappropriate one. Most appropriate one is if you're having a fight with him, and if you were emotional, which clearly you were, it's not the right time to take your son out of a sleeping bed. There's no question in my mind that Mr. Miller was not going to hurt your son. So you go outside, you cool off, you call your mother, you call the police if you have to, say, I want to go get my son. But what you don't do is you don't bite him and kick him and scratch him and punch him, and then go inside and put your hands over your son's sleeping ears so that he won't be awakened and frightened by the fight. That's stupid. You agree with that, don't you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Well, then that's your problem. Because that's the right thing to do if you're a reasonable mother. Your daughter is emotional. She's your daughter, isn't it?
Yes.
Your daughter is emotional, and the truth of the matter is, on that day, May 10th, based upon what she told me, she did the wrong thing. She went to finalize wedding plans. He asked her not to go, to wait for him until he got out of work. She went anyway. There's no question he got upset with her. Instead of resolving the issue, she calls her mommy. Certainly, that's not the way two grown-ups are supposed to deal with their wedding plans. Your daughter got emotional. I don't believe Mr. Miller was drunk. I don't believe that for a minute. So, let's deal with the bank account. You say, Miss Taggart, that Mr. Miller emptied the bank account.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
On what date did he empty the bank account?
It was the day immediately following the fight. It would have been May 11th.
How much money was in the bank account?
There was probably about 350-ish.
What do you mean 350-ish? Show me the account.
I don't know if I have the exact statement for that month.
Well, then I'm not interested in that part of the lawsuit, madam. That's what you're supposed to have here. Miss Taggart, if you come to court and you're suing because you say that he emptied out a joint bank account, what you have to bring is you have to bring proof of that. And that would be the bank statement for when he closed that bank account, how much money was in it, and it would also show me how much money was in it the day before the fight.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have that?
I only have the bank statements up until April, so I do not have that one.
Not interested. Okay, so empty out the bank account you don't have any proof of. Wedding expenses. Who was planning the wedding?
I was, as he had told me to.
Who was paying for the wedding?
I was, out of my income tax return.
So?
So that is where I come with the opinion that he owes me at least half of that.
He doesn't. There has to be an agreement. In the event that Mr. Miller said to you, which of course he didn't, I am going to pay for half of the wedding, then that's a contract. But Mr. Miller didn't say that to you. What you want is you want half the wedding expenses because there was no wedding, right?
This is right.
But that's not the way the law works. There's nothing in the law that gives you the right and gives me the right to say to Mr. Miller, well, it didn't work out, and you should pay for half the expenses. That's a different kind of court. It's a court that doesn't exist in this country. Now, what property do you allege that you left at his house?
There is a mirror that was given to me as a Christmas gift from him. He would not allow me to take it because he said it matched the bed that his father had given us as an early wedding present. There's an anatomy book that I like to refer to for work. It's a very expensive Gray's Anatomy book. Just a few little things. I had gone to his house.
Not interested in a few little things, madam. I'm waiting. So far, I have a mirror and a book.
Also, since the bed was given to us as a mutual gift from his father, I believe that I deserve half of the cost of the bed.
Got to get over it, Miss Taggart. Got to move on, Miss Taggart. Didn't work out. Didn't work out. Okay. Did you buy her an anatomy book?
I did, Your Honor.
Do you have it?
No, Your Honor.
Where is it?
About 3 days after she had left, my house was burglarized, broken into, coincidentally enough.
When you say the house was burglarized, what was taken?
Everything, from couch, TV stand, television, all appliances, the mirror, blankets, you name it, it was burglarized.
Got it. Okay. Miss Taggart, you have to get over it. Move on. Put your hand down. Don't encourage her. Encourage her to move on.
I have encouraged her to
Good.
move on.
Good. Move on. It's over. It's finished. Go find somebody else. Devote all of your energies to something else. It's finished. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
1 minute he would say he loved me. The next we were fighting, I was constantly in tears.
Her mother was controlling and it just didn't work out.
He just always broke me down.
I'm glad to see it over and I'm glad to be moving on with my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martino Napolitano versus Di Simone. Step forward, please.
Sharon Martino Napolitano is suing the mother of her daughter's boyfriend, Deborah Di Simone, for damage caused to her Toyota Camry while the car was in her possession.
You two lovely ladies are neighbors, and you each have a child. You have a girl. You have a boy. They're dating each other.
Yes.
This is your complaint. You allowed your daughter, this young lady right here, to use your car. She was using your car one day to take Miss Di Simone around to do some chores.
Correct.
And that wouldn't have bothered you necessarily because she's the mother of the boyfriend, right? But then Miss Di Simone asked if she could borrow the car herself because she wanted to go food shopping, right?
Yes,
Food
to
town.
pick up a couple items.
And your daughter allowed her to drive the car. The car was damaged. You want Miss Di Simone to pay for the damage to the car.
Absolutely.
Miss Di Simone says she took the car, went into Food Town. While she was in Food Town, somebody must have hit your car.
Correct.
Right?
That is correct.
So it's not her fault. That's what you're saying.
That's correct.
We'll see. What year is your car?
It's a 1995 Camry.
How long have you had it?
Approximately a year.
So you bought it secondhand?
Yes, ma'am.
How many accidents have you had?
I've had one other one where I was hit from behind at a red light.
So you had a rear end damage to the car?
Mm.
Bumper? Or?
Bumper.
Bumper. Only the bumper?
Only the bumper.
Was the car fixed?
No.
On September 6th, what kind of damage was done to your car?
It would be the right quarter panel.
You have a photograph?
Absolutely.
I'd like to see it, please.
Here's before and after.
Ooh. That's a bad one. Okay. So, you still dating each other?
Yes.
Okay, this is not going to be painful. Believe me. We're going to use the but-for rule, Miss DeSimone.
Okay.
But for the fact that you borrowed the car and took it to Food Town to go shopping, this wouldn't have happened. Unfortunately, you took the car. You didn't have her permission to drive the car. You had her daughter's permission to drive the car.
Actually, there was a couple of things that happened prior to that. While I was in the car with her daughter, it was a very rainy day. Her daughter was driving the car. The car was hydroplaning a lot, and she became very nervous and asked if she pulled over if I would drive. I said, no problem, if it's safer. We completed our mission. We did proceed home, asked if she didn't mind if I ran back out to just pick up a couple items at the Food Town. That's when all that began, and the police report states differently, if you'd like to see it, that he even stated, the police officer, that he saw prior damage on the car.
You mean this prior damage?
No, other damage.
We're not talking about other damage. We're talking about this damage.
But she's saying that there was only damage to the bumper, and according to this, it states that there was...
What difference does it make? This damage was not on the car, madam, when you borrowed it.
No.
That's all I'm talking about.
I don't believe so.
I am only talking about... Well, you don't miss this damage.
No.
Ma'am,
No, you don't have to speak. It was going to be easy. Now it's not so easy. For the fact that you borrowed the car, took it to Food Town, the car would have been parked in her driveway. If the car was parked in her driveway, the same driver that hit her car from Food Town would have had to look for it.
Can I please say
Stop.
something?
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And she's taking your word for the fact that you don't know how this accident happened. But it looks as if somebody hit your car. If she had hit somebody else's car, unless she, I don't know how you can contort yourself to do this kind of a damage to somebody else's car, but you had the car, but for the fact that you borrowed the car, it wouldn't have had this kind of damage.
Correct.
This damage. Good. Then we don't have a problem. What do you want?
Okay. She just got done stating that the car was hydroplaning earlier, okay?
It doesn't make any difference.
Excuse me. They made it home safely. She has a Jeep Cherokee parked in the same parking lot that she could have used her own vehicle to go to the store. There is no reason to take my little car back out.
Let me ask you this question. Now you're getting angry, and you already won. So you have to go, find your center.
I've been trying to do a lot of it. I've been trying to find a lot of my center.
And say, it's over.
But I would have never asked her son to use her car.
Listen to me. It's a car. She's responsible. Done. Romeo and Juliet here, going to leave here happy. I suggest you do the same. How much did it cost to fix your car?
The estimate is $1687.98.
That's a pretty cheap estimate for this kind of damage.
I think so.
It is. Anything else? Romeo, Juliet. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1687.98. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Sturm, who is this little girl?
My daughter, and also my assistant teacher.
How old is she?
12.
Would you step outside, please? Because of the nature of these proceedings, Miss Sturm, I don't think it's appropriate to have your daughter here. If I think that later on I require her to come in, I will. Mr. Spenner?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Miss Sturm became a friend but was a dance instructor of yours. And you took a series of dance lessons from her. You were encouraged by her to enter a competition with her, and you were successful in winning a couple of medals at that competition, the two of you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that at some point she filed false allegations against you of sexual misconduct.
Right.
And you want to be reimbursed for all of your expenses that you had relative to that. And also, you want to be reimbursed for the unused dance classes that you took. And also, at least one of the medals that you received.
2 medals, Your Honor. 2 medals.
You received 2. You want either one or both. Ms. Sturm says that everything she said was true, that you did, in fact, make unwarranted and overt sexual movements towards her during the course of your dance and at other times, and whatever complaint she made about you was truthful and accurate, and therefore you're not entitled to recover. She also says that with regard to your dance lessons, the unused time, because you prepaid for a series of dance lessons, she told you that she had a no-refund policy. Is that right?
Yes.
So that's her defense. So let me get some facts. How long have you known Miss Sturm?
We've originally dated in 1997. I met her at a singles dance, and we had a relationship that lasted about a year. And it was a kind of a rocky relationship, and then I ended it, or she ended it.
Okay.
And then after that, we both went our separate ways. She opened up a dance studio earlier this year, January of this year, and I went in about the middle of January. I congratulated her on her success in the dance business, and then I left. But I was in the market for looking for a new studio. I wanted to continue with my dance lessons, and I chose Miss Sturm because I knew that she had a good reputation for teaching dance. So I decided, well, I'll go ahead and I'll just try this and see what happens.
Okay, you went in to see her in mid-January to congratulate her. Then you decided you wanted to take dance lessons from her. When did you go back, or how did you contact her with regard to those dance lessons?
I started taking dance lessons from her in late February.
And what were the cost of these dance lessons?
She charged, for a set of 10, she charged $400.
And did you pay her the $400?
Well, originally I didn't do that. She has a $50 for one dance lesson a week. So that's what I did at the beginning. And then later on, I paid the $400 for a set of 10.
And had you been paying right along?
I was paying like for maybe a couple of sets of 10 before she denied her services to me. So I actually had done the set of 10 a couple of different times before this incident happened.
Okay. How many hours of lessons do you believe that Miss Sturm owes you?
Let's see, I gave her a check in June 3rd for check number 642 for $440 for 11 dance lessons.
Well, if in June you gave her $440 for 10, and was that the last money you gave her?
No, actually I gave her another $200, which was for group lessons.
Another $200 for group. So you think she owes you at least for 10?
$640 exactly.
Okay. Now, let me go to Miss Sturm. When did you make these allegations about his sexual misconduct?
When I did that, it was after I had expelled him verbally on June 15th.
Okay. And you made those complaints to whom?
2 different police stations.
You have a copy of the complaints that you made?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see. Miss Sturm, I have some questions for you, madam. I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
I've read your answer very clearly, and I've read every word of your answer, and I've read the police reports. I want you to specifically tell me the date, time, and place of the sexual misconduct that you allege.
It was June 12th.
What did he do on June 12th?
That's when he lifted me up in the air and had his hand between my legs, and I told him to put me down.
Okay, that was June 12th. When prior to that?
It would be in the beginning of March. I would have to look at my card when I had lessons.
What did he do in the beginning of March?
He put his hand against my breast.
Where were you?
In my back part of my studio. I have 2 different rooms in my studio.
Were you giving him a lesson?
Yes, I was.
What did you say to him?
Don't do that.
And what did he say?
He just shrugged it off.
When was the next time?
Towards the end of March also was the incident when he first grabbed me and tried to kiss me.
Where was this?
In the second part of the studio, the back room, once again. It was just him and me in that room.
When was the next time?
Those were the incidents. There were various times when we would be doing a routine, when we were practicing, getting ready for competitions, and he would come up behind me and massage my shoulder, or we would be doing a routine, and we'd practice a certain pattern because we'd go over and over, and he would reach out and start to hug me. And there was a lot of hugging going on.
Now, there was a time when you and Mr. Spinner traveled from South Bend to Chicago. And you traveled from South Bend to Chicago for the purposes of participating in a dance competition with him. Is that correct, Ms. Sturm?
Yes, it is.
When was that?
That was June 14th and 15th.
So am I to assume, Ms. Sturm, that the fact that he massaged your back in March put his hand on your breast in March, grabbed you and tried to kiss you in March, put his hand up your crotch in June, did not discourage you from traveling with him on the 14th and 15th of June to Chicago for the purposes of participating in a contest with him.
I did confront him on that day.
I'm asking you a question. You went with him, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Now, what prompted you to make these allegations on June 24th, madam? Instead of in March, or April, or June 13th, before you went to the competition with him? What was it?
Okay, there was over 23 incidents over that time. You're right, I was putting up with it because, I'd tell him he would, he kept professing his great love for me. I do
Miss
have...
Sturm, let's understand each other. On the 15th of June, you told me that you cut him off. You told him that he was no longer welcome to come back and take lessons from you. Is that right?
Right, so I told him to get in the car and drive out of my life.
Fine. And you told him that on the 15th of June?
Right.
What did he do after the 15th of June?
Well, first he sent me this letter, Your Honor.
May I see it?
Yes, you may.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Tell me what else happened, madam, when you went willingly and not in a state of bondage to Chicago with him that inspired you to call the police and report sexual abuse on the plaintiff's part. Tell me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Spenner says ex-girlfriend Angela Sturm falsely accused him of sexual misconduct and harassment. Angela claims while giving him dance lessons, Robert touched her inappropriately.
So what's wrong with this letter? This is not a letter that inspires you to make a report to the police. He's saying either I want my money back or apply the money that I gave you for group lessons towards private lessons. I'm disappointed with the way the weekend went. As far as he's concerned, you acted in an unprofessional manner, and nothing contained in this letter that I've read, absolutely nothing, suggests to me that it was an inspiration for you to contact the police. So tell me what else happened, madam, after the 15th of June, when you went willingly and not in a state of bondage to Chicago with him, that inspired you to call the police and report sexual abuse on the plaintiff's part. Tell me.
Actually, I was not...
Show me a letter. Tell me the rest. Did he come to your house to stalk you after the 15th?
No, he did that on May 20th.
Okay. Tell me what he did on May 20th.
On May 20th, he just showed up at my house at 2 p.m. and...
2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Where most of my children were at home. I have 8 children. There were 6 of the children at home. He came to the door. My kid said, Mom, Robert Spenner wants to talk to you. And so I came to the door. I said, what do you want? He says, I want to talk in private. I said, no, you're not talking to me in private. You're going to talk to me in front of my children. And he said, oh, you cannot treat me like this, Angela. You know, what are you doing to me? You're being so mean. You're being so cruel. And then he said, I can't continue to talk to you in front of your children. And he left.
Keep going.
Okay, well, first off, a dance student does not come to their dance
Keep going!
Okay, so that's what happened there. And if you want to go back to, you know, I have all these love letters.
I don't want to go back at all. I want to go to a place after June 15th.
Okay, after I received that letter. Okay.
After you received this letter, which you received on June 16th.
Okay.
Let me ask you, did you respond to the letter?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I took it to an advisor.
Took it to a spiritual advisor?
No, a friend.
Ms. Sturm, if somebody writes you this kind of letter, which is not a hostile letter, it's a letter of disappointment, it's a letter of frustration, and you chose in a very unprofessional way not to respond to it at all, and you've already told him, according to you, get in your car and get out of my life. Don't come near me. I'm not giving you lessons anymore. I'm not doing anything. And he says, you owe me money. You owe me money. You choose to ignore him. He comes to your house, and he doesn't want to speak to you in front of your 8 children. He said, I want to speak to you privately. And you say, no, you talk in front of my 8 children. And you know what he does? He does what a mature person would do. He leaves. So I want you to tell me what happened after the 20th of June, which is when you say he came to your house at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, after the 20th, that inspired you to make a formal complaint of sex abuse to the police against the plaintiff after the 20th.
Okay. I was advised not to respond to the letter because the person was sad, was very angry.
Ms. Sturm, did you hear my words?
Okay.
My words were after June 20th, because so far I've heard nothing that in my judgment gave you cause to call the police and to notify 2 different police officers that he had sexually abused you. So I want you to tell me, what was it after June 20th when he came to your home to talk to you about the problem, the lessons, the money, whatever, and did not behave in any aberrant way? What happened after June 20th that inspired you to go to the police? You have a window of 4 days, madam. Did anything happen?
Right, he kept contacting me after I told him to leave me alone.
Tell me when he contacted you after June 20th.
He sent the letters, and he also called my house on June 23rd, my son Matthew Price.
Just a second. He called your house on June 23rd?
Yes.
Did he speak to you?
No.
Who did he speak to?
My son Matthew Pike.
Did you call the house on June 23rd, sir? Just answer me yes or no.
Yes, I did.
And did you speak to her son?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to him?
Actually, when I called her, when I called her house, I was looking at my phone bill, and when you dialed *69, it shows the return, that whoever who called you. She called me at 2:30 in the morning, and I must have spaced out.
Do you have that?
No, I don't have that phone bill.
So is that why you called her?
So I was wondering who called me at this time, and it just didn't dawn on me it was her. So I called the number to find out who called me, and that's all that was. When I finally found out, when I recognized the voice that was her son, and I said, okay, I'm sorry, and I hung right up. I had no idea. If I knew it was her phone number, I would have never have called.
What else? June 23rd.
He called my house on June 23rd. I called his business on 6/24 at about 2 in the morning, because in the letter that you saw, Judge, he said that if I wanted to contact him about the lessons, to call him at his office.
So you called him at his office at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, because I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to leave it on his voicemail.
I have that recorded.
Just a second. Now, I want you to tell me what happened as a result of her filing this complaint against you with the police department. Were you contacted by the police?
Yes, I was contacted by a corporal, and I voluntarily went down to the police station. He said that there was a complaint filed against me.
Were you arrested, sir?
I wasn't arrested, but when I went into the interrogation room, he locked the door behind me and he read me my rights. And he didn't say, well, we're not arresting you,
okay,
but...
You voluntarily came in.
I voluntarily came in, but he locked the door behind me.
I understand. I understand, Mr. Spinner. Was this the first time you had ever been in a police interrogation room?
Right, it is.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at a homeless shelter, and I counsel the homeless on overcoming barriers to employment.
Okay. When, for the first time, other than this letter, did you ever ask her for your money back or for
yes,
lessons before?
I've contacted the Better Business Bureau. There was several correspondence with them.
Can I see the letters to the Better Business Bureau?
And I also have a letter that I sent to her directly, certified mail. And these are the letters to the Better Business Bureau and their responses back. I tried to keep this out of court. I tried to be as civil as I can, but I tried to use the Better Business Bureau to help with this.
On June 25th, you sent this certified?
That letter prompted her to call the police and said that, and that's when that letter prompted the harassment charges when I was asking for my money.
Now, the only thing that I haven't addressed yet that I just want some information are these 2 medals. Did you win medals with him, dancing with him as a dance partner? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
How many medals did you win?
3.
Where are they now?
1 is in the studio and 2 I have here.
Okay, can I see the 2 that you have here? Okay, these are the same. They're exactly the same. Is that right? What is the 3rd one that you have in the studio? Is that the same as this?
No, it's from Notre Dame.
So it's from a different competition?
Yes.
Okay, and was that on the same weekend in Chicago?
No, it was May 5th in Notre Dame, Indiana.
Okay. Suing her for $1,909.23. And according to your complaint, that represents money for filing these false charges against you, the dance lessons, and a little bit of aggravation, and the return of the 2 medals. Okay. Now, give 1 to him. Give one back to her. Mr. Spenner, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm not getting into how many dance lessons are left, whether you gave her 12-year-old daughter a receipt. I'm not getting into any of that. As far as I'm concerned, the defendant abused the legal system and abused the police department and abused you by filing a false report that you had, in fact, sexually abused her. And I need not get into all of the details of how many lessons are owed. You are suing her for $1,900. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving you a judgment for $1,900 against her. I find her actions absolutely unacceptable. She used the police department because you were asking for your money back. Clearly, nothing that she alleges that you did to her in March, in April, in May, or even in June inspired her to make this complaint. She freely and voluntarily went to Chicago with you. She freely and voluntarily danced in competitions with you after all of these alleged touchy-feely incidents. And it wasn't until after she terminated you coming into her studio after June 24th that she filed these complaints. I am appalled at that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. That's all. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is case number 228 on the calendar in the matter of Haas versus Terhune.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Haas, was this the gentleman who was with you at the movie theater on the day of the incident?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Mr. Haas, the defendant assaulted you by spilling soda on your head in the movie theater. And you were injured. Your eye became infected. Something happened to your eye as a result of that. I read the defendant's answer, and quite frankly, she doesn't deny that she did it. But in effect, her defense is that you're a crybaby. It's no big deal. Is that what your defense is? Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't know how that's going to fly, but we're going to find out. I'm not going to start with you.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Mr. Terhune. First, I want you to tell me how old you are.
38.
You work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a technician on computers.
Tell me when you went to the movies on the day that you came into contact with Mr. Haas. What date was that?
I don't remember. He says it was the 7th of November.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What movie were you going to see?
Frida.
Good movie. For what performance did you buy a ticket?
The first one, like 11 o'clock, I think, or
in the morning?
Yeah.
Busy theater?
Not a lot of people that day, maybe 30 people.
Now, you arrived at the theater, bought your ticket, and went and took a seat. 30 people, so the theater wasn't full. When did Mr. Haas arrive?
Probably 5 minutes after the movie had started, and it just took him a little bit to settle in.
Where did they settle in? Right in front of you?
In front of me and down maybe 6 seats, probably.
Tell me what happened.
They were talking, and they weren't, I mean, at first it was like, we have our seats now and that kind of thing. But then they kept talking. It wasn't about the movie. They were talking about how they got there and things like that. They were just chatting. And people were staring at them. Finally, I said, please be quiet. And Mr. Haas turned to me and said, we're not being loud enough to disturb you. So then they were quiet for like 10 minutes, and I didn't care. If he had to call me so he'd be quiet, I didn't care.
Okay.
But then they started again. And again, it wasn't, what did she say or anything? It was just chit-chat. So I got up to leave. I figured I'm not going to be happy here. There's no point. And as I walked past, I walked right past his head. And I had a big soda in my hand, and I poured it over his head.
Shh. Okay.
So then he, people laughed, and he jumped up and said, you're going to go to jail for assault if I have anything to say about it, and started running and carrying on. And I was leaving, and he was following me, and I figured he's just going to get my license plate, and he can call the police and tell them what a mean lady I am. And instead, I had this book bag. It was heavy enough that it carried books in it. It wasn't like a shopping bag or anything, but it was made out of like a plastic material. And he grabbed it and ripped it in half. I don't have it. I gave it to the police. I wasn't sure if I could take him physically, so I decided to just wait for the police to get there.
And they came and they issued citations to both of you?
At his insistence.
Okay. Mr. Haas, let's take it step by step. Did you arrive 5 minutes after the movie started?
The credits were still rolling.
I don't care whether 5 minutes after the movie started, you arrived.
About?
Why?
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 Well, it was actually the right time to arrive.
Why?
Well, we didn't have to watch the previews.
Yeah, but people got to a movie theater and they settled in, and the movie theater went dark, and then you decide, quite selfishly, to arrive. If you said to me, we didn't mean to arrive late, we just arrived late because we hit traffic or the car wouldn't start or whatever, what you're telling me is you don't have to go in to see the credits and to hear the opening salvo. You just get there when the first word is uttered. So it was the right time. You planned it that way.
Yes.
Well, that's rude. Very rude. And when you sat down, were you speaking to your friend?
A few words.
Why? You've already been rude, arriving late. Other people are there. 30 people arrived on time, settled themselves down. Not only do you arrive late so that your big bodies are blocking the screen so that people can't see it as you're going to sit down in your seats, but you sit down and then you start to talk.
There were only a half a dozen people in the theater, and our
What
big
difference
bodies,
does it make? There were more than you.
and our bodies didn't block any screen viewing
How do you know that?
because there was only a half a dozen people in the theater.
Mr. Haas, so you telling me that your chatter didn't bother anybody else because there were only 6 people in the theater?
A word or two passed between friends isn't chatter.
I don't believe that that's what happened, Mr. Haas. I don't believe that. And I'm not even going to ask him because you didn't say, I'm glad we got here. Fine, I'm going to be quiet. You were talking to him. She asked you to be quiet. And according to you, you said, not talking loud enough to bother you. And you did call her a name. You acknowledge that. Is that
Yes.
right? Well, you're rude and disrespectful. I'm not saying that she had any right whatsoever to do what she did. But I want to tell you something. Most of the people who are sitting here in the courthouse today, as well as Bird, certainly myself, have been in positions where we've gone to the theater, we're respecting the rights of others, and some people who are totally self-absorbed, selfish people can ruin their good time by sitting and chatting because they just don't give a damn about anybody else. And that was you and your friend. Right?
I guess so.
You're damn right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's a passive-aggressive piece of you, sir. I'm not exactly sure what the diagnosis would be, but while she needs some anger management classes, you probably need a couple of good hours on a shrink's couch.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Haas claims his eyes were burned when Linda Terhune dumped soda on his head in a movie theater. Linda says Michael wouldn't stop talking during the film.
Mr. Haas, I am totally unsympathetic with you. I just want you to know that. You were rude, and she had it up to here. So, now prove to me, other than your wounded ego and your damp shirt, what injuries you sustained.
Shortly after leaving the theater, I had to take my contact lenses out that they were bothering me. I tried to call my eye doctor because my eyes were burning. It was over the Veterans Day holiday, so I wasn't able to see my eye doctor, until the following Tuesday. And then when I did go to the eye doctor, I was diagnosed with a chemical burn in my eyes.
Show me.
In here.
Are these 2 different office visits?
Yes.
I'm just looking for the date on here.
11/12 was the first date.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 days later, you went to the doctor for the first time. Is that right?
It was Veterans Day weekend, and all the doctors were unavailable.
No, that's not true. Doctors are available. They're available in an emergency room if you have a chemical burn in your eye. So what were your out-of-pocket expenses, sir?
About $1,295.
Show me. I see one bill for $40 and one bill for, well, this I don't understand, sir. February 19th, 2003, you went to the doctor for $305.
That was as a result of not being able to wear my contact lenses anymore. I had to get eyeglasses.
That doesn't say that here at all. It doesn't say that here at all. Yeah. I don't buy it, sir. So you can take this back. Now, let's get up to $1,200 and some odd dollars. Where is that from?
In addition to needing to go to the eye doctor, evidently when the contents of her cup were dumped on my head and I jumped up from my chair, I sprung my back and went to the chiropractor.
See the groans? Let me see the chiropractor. While you're looking for that, Mr. Haas, did you sprain your back before or after you've chased her out into the parking lot and grabbed her backpack?
Well, there was no chase to the parking lot. This was a mall theater. She tried to escape when I was trying to call the police.
Please, was the injury before or after you grabbed her backpack?
It was before.
Okay. Now let me see the report from the chiropractor. Sir, these are just bills. You have a report from the chiropractor?
They're paid bills.
I'm asking you if you have a report from the chiropractor.
No.
No. Then you know that this is nonsense. So far, the only bill I have is $40 for your eye exam on or about the 12th of November. What else?
In addition to the chiropractor.
Chiropractor I'm not considering, sir. I don't know whether you sprained
doctor.
Listen to me. I don't know whether you sprained your back hopping into your car. I don't know whether you sprained your back or neck at all. I have no idea. When you come to court, you have to have a doctor's report. A doctor's report will tell you exactly what you were treated for, what you complained of, what your symptoms were. Paid bills is not it. What else?
There was more to the eyes than just a $40 bill. How much is your eyesight worth to you?
How much is my eyesight worth? I don't know. How is your eyesight between the time that she poured the soda on your head and today? What has been the progression of your eye disease?
Well, I used to wear contact lenses all of the time, and after the incident where the contents of the cup were dumped on my eyes, I have never been able to wear contacts again. That's why I had to buy eyeglasses.
As I said, I'm not excusing the defendant's behavior. I think that she acted inappropriately in a juvenile manner, and I am unsympathetic. I'm also unsympathetic, sir, with your request for $3,000 in medical expenses and pain and suffering because somebody just got really annoyed enough at you and your rudeness to act out her worst fantasy, which was to get up and pour her drink over your head and say, you annoyed me and the rest of the people in this theater, and now I'm going to annoy you and make your life a little bit miserable, because all I wanted to do this morning was come and see a very good movie, and you destroyed that moment for me, you and your chatty friend, and I'm going to get even with you. And everybody here has had a moment like that. You had no right to do that. She also had no right to throw soda on him. By the way, did you ever at any time apologize to her for using profanity and calling her a name?
No, I would expect that she would apologize to me and be responsible for taking some anger management course.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of... Gee, there used to be a woman who dealt in etiquette. I'm trying to think. Miss Manners. She owes you an apology. She does. You owe her an apology.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Haas claims his eyes were burned when Linda Terhune dumped soda on his head at a movie theater. Linda says Michael wouldn't stop talking during the film.
Now, he had out-of-pocket expense of $40. I'm giving him 10 times those damages, $400. Now, there's a passive-aggressive piece of you, sir. I'm not exactly sure what the diagnosis would be, but it's certainly passive-aggressive. Because if you can go into a public theater and somebody says to you, could you please be quiet? And instead of just saying, well, I didn't realize I was disturbing somebody, turn around and curse them, and then continue to annoy them, there is some passive aggressiveness about you. And while she needs some anger management classes, you probably need a couple of good hours on a shrink's couch. That's it, $400 for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think it speaks volumes to the lack of gentility that we now have in our country, where someone can assault you in a public place and skate as easily as Mr. Hune did.
The only thing that surprises me is that more people don't pour sodas on Mr. Haas's head.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Weber versus Crittenden. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Lisa Weber is suing her neighbor, Sarah Crittenden, for the cost to replace a car window. Lisa says Sarah's 7-year-old son, Zach, broke it when he threw a rock at her daughter.
Miss Weber, is this your daughter?
Yes.
And who is this gentleman?
My husband.
I'd like your husband to stand up with you. It is your claim that the defendant's little boy threw a rock and hit the window of your car, breaking it.
Yes.
Is that right? When did that happen?
August the 1st. It was on a Friday night.
Shattering the window.
Were you outside, sir?
Yes, I was.
Did you see this happen?
I didn't actually see the rock leave his hand, but I was standing right next to the window with my neighbor,
and it flew right in front of me and hit the window.
Was it in the front yard of
Yes,
your
ma'am.
house?
I was in a driveway.
Is that where your daughter had been playing?
Yeah, she was out there with me.
So this is what I gather happened. And this is from putting together some pieces. Your daughter was outside playing in the front yard, and so was Mrs. Crittenden's son, whose name is?
Zach.
And your name is?
Ashley?
Ashley was trying to get Zachary to go home.
Yes.
Is that right, Ashley? You can come over and stand next to your father. And you are 12 years old.
Yes.
And Zachary is 7. And at some point, Ashley picked up a rock and threw it in Zachary's direction where he was standing in a flower bed. Isn't that right, Ashley?
No, I was throwing it in the flower bed.
Which is where he happened to be standing.
Yes.
And it hit him.
He jumped in front of it.
It hit him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Zachary picked up the rock.
I'm speaking. So Zachary picked up the rock that you threw at him, right?
Yes.
And he threw it back at you.
Yes.
And that's the rock that hit your car, right?
I believe so, yes.
So what I want to know, Mr. Weber, where were you when your 12-year-old daughter threw a rock at 7-year-old Zachary?
I was standing right in the driveway talking to my neighbor.
Why didn't you stop her?
I had already told Zach to leave. I didn't even see with them going on there. My neighbor told him to get off the property.
Why?
Because Zach is a little bit high-strung. He destroys a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, a week before that, he pulled a knife on the same neighbor and told him to get out of the yard.
Just a second. I'm talking about August 1st.
That was
your daughter... I'm speaking. I'm talking about August 1st when your daughter threw a rock that hit him. Didn't you say something to her?
No, I didn't see it.
And you didn't see him throw a rock that hit your window?
I never seen it leave his hand.
Who saw that?
Me.
What exactly did you see, Ashley?
He just threw the rock.
What rock?
The rock that was in the flower bed.
The rock that you had thrown at him?
Yes.
Didn't you think you could hurt him if you threw a rock at him?
Yes.
So why did you do it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. What did you think he was supposed to do when you threw a rock at him?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Did you think a little 7-year-old who's much younger than you are might get angry and pick up the rock and throw it back at you?
Yes.
You did think about that, didn't you?
No.
You just told me yes. You mean you thought if you threw it at him that he would just run away and go home?
No.
Well, what did you think he might do?
I don't know.
Why do you think she should be responsible for your car?
Because the whole situation was my daughter was trying to get him out of the yard, was chasing him out of the yard. He picked up the rock and threw it at her first and hit her in the arm. So she picked up the rock to throw it back, and he jumped in front of the rock. This is just what I was told.
Jump in front of a rock?
Shh. I don't believe he hit her with the rock, because you didn't say that in your complaint. You say in your complaint he threw a rock at her and she picked up the same rock and tossed it into a flower bed where he was standing. She missed the flower bed and accidentally hit him with the rock. Nowhere in here do you say that he hit her with a rock.
But he threw the rock at her first.
That's not what I'm saying. So he didn't hit her with the rock because you would have said it if he hit her first. Right?
Yes.
I think you have to watch out at your own house before you throw rocks at somebody else. The person who started this problem was your 12-year-old daughter, who should have known better.
That's not true.
Who should have known a lot better. She picked up a rock because she's bigger, stronger, older, and threw a rock at him and hit him with the father standing outside. And I don't believe he didn't see what was going on.
I didn't see what was going on.
Then you take responsibility and fix your own car window. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
This is a joke. This is a joke.
Excuse you.
Oh, this is a joke.
Versus Tatum. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Davidson, you were a guest at the defendant's club. And according to your complaint, a fight broke out. Some sort of a scuffle broke out, and everybody started to run towards the exits. You tripped over a piece of carpeting or rug, and you were injured. You want the defendant to pay for your injuries as well as your pain and suffering. And Mr. Tatum says you fell, it was your fault. Pretty much.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a...
Okay, good. Tell me when this happened.
It happened April 31st.
Impossible.
On May 1st, 2004.
What kind of club is it?
It's a sports bar, restaurant, dance bar, too.
Have you ever been to the club before?
Yes.
How many times?
I'd say give or take about 5 times.
All right, tell me what happened.
Well, me and my cousin got there about 12:30.
Is this your cousin?
Uh-huh.
my cousin's boyfriend was throwing this party where you had to pay $7 to get in, and all the drinks were supposed to be free. So we got in, paid our $7, we went to the bar where they was giving out the free stuff, and then we sat down and just started talking. And all of a sudden, a big bunch of people was in this section, and then just several fights, just one fight broke out, and then it seemed like several fights just broke out, and everybody just started running. And when everybody started running, my cousin said, "Come on, Shanika, come on." So I started running. Then I tripped over the rug and fell forward, and my ankle just went down and like clamped. And my cousin covered me. I hit the wall, and so my cousin covered my body because she thought I was going to get trampled by all the people running out. And when the crowd cleared out, that's when me and her came out, and we got in our car and left, went home.
Do you have a medical record?
I went to the hospital about 12 that afternoon.
How many people were in the club?
I say about 70 to 80.
Was your ankle put in a cast?
Yes, I had a ankle brace.
For how long?
2 weeks.
Okay. Did you have any out-of-pocket expenses?
I have to wait until Medicaid informs me of how much I have to pay. They do not pay for the emergency room doctors.
Okay. Tell me about this rug that you tripped over.
Well, the rug is in front of the door, the exit door, and I don't know if it was wet or whatever, and I slid up, and
Is it a carpet that's down, that's tacked down, or is it a runner?
Carpet.
It's a carpet. Mm-hmm. Was it raised in any way?
It was torn, and he had some covering on top of it.
Go ahead, Mr. Tatum.
Your Honor, I'm definitely in disagreement with her entire testimony.
Well, you're not suggesting that Miss Davidson is lying and making up a story that she fell at your sports club.
I'm really not sure of that because I was never informed, period, of whether she was failed or any of my staff members, whether she ever contacted any of those on the night in question. So there's no evidence other than her testimony that she did.
Okay. And her cousins, who's going to stand up right now. Tell me your name.
My name is David Talley.
You were with your cousin, Miss Davidson, on the night, and I assume that the night is the 30th of April because the emergency room visit was the next day on the 1st of May. You went there for a function?
Yes, ma'am.
What time did these fights break out in the club?
It was around 2, because by the time we got home, it was maybe about 2:30, so it was around about 2 because we waited on everything to clear out before we actually left out the club.
When you say you waited until everything cleared out, explain that to me.
Because everybody was running. Once they started fighting, everybody just started running. And when she fell, like I said, I covered her body, and when I covered her body just to make sure that she wouldn't get trampled on, we were right by the exit door because the door sticks out. He has like a wooden part that sticks out, and you can open the door that goes out. And on the side, it's just where the wall is. We stayed right there in that corner till everybody ran out, and then I walked her out the door.
Okay. Now, Mr. Tatum, were you in the club the night of the 30th of April?
That particular incident, I was there.
Look, Mr. Tatum, I want you to look over there.
Yeah.
Don't look down there. I want you to look right over here, sir.
I was thinking. No.
But
I was there. I was there when that altercation broke out. That particular altercation, I was actually on the side of that particular night. Yes, I was.
What did you see?
I was on stage announcing that we were about to have the contest, that we were giving away $200 to the sexiest lady in the club, and we had announced it on that song. And prior to getting to that song, there was altercation broke out on the dance floor. And I immediately left the stage and went over and proceeded to help break up the altercation myself. So there was no altercation in the back. It was on the dance floor because I was there. There was one mirror broken at that particular incident. And
are you telling me, Mr. Tatum, that nobody ran out of the club?
At that particular time, I was at front. I couldn't see who went out the back. I could not see. My security guard was at the back. He may be able to give you a more clear view of that.
Tell me your last name, sir.
Tate.
Mr. Tate, how many people ran out of the club that evening?
It was several run out.
Would you say several is more than 5 or less than 5?
More than 5.
More than 10 or less than 10?
More than 10.
Right. And when they ran out of the club, they ran out of the club. Why, Mr. Tate? Because they got nervous because there was a fight?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see the pictures, Mr. Tatum, of the carpet that you
I have a
are going to
videotape
show
as
me?
well, Your Honor.
Of what?
Of the club and the carpet in question.
When did you take a videotape of that carpeting?
I took that as soon as I was contacted about the suit, and I had done nothing to the carpet or to the club prior to that point.
Hmm.
And I have
I'm
some
not so
pictures
sure.
here.
I'm not so sure, sir. But let me see the pictures. I don't have to see the videotape. The videotape was prepared after you were notified that you were going to get sued.
I didn't take up the carpet, Your Honor, or neither did I put anything down. Carpet is in excellent condition.
All I want you to show me, Miss Davidson, is there anywhere here which depicts the entranceway to the club where you fell?
Right here. That's the exit.
Is that where you fell?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Bird, let me take a quick look at that, would you please?
Where this door is.
Where this door is. Well, I can't see the carpet.
Where that bar stool goes down, right before he had it fixed, it was split right there, but where the carpets meet on both sides, where if you can tell the rail that goes down the middle, it used to be bulged. It had a rubber mat that used to be there. He's removed that and smoothed it out and put the carpet there because I went last week, and it's been smoothed out, and it's not there anymore because I've almost tripped over it a time before when I've went.
That's not true, Your Honor. I've never done anything to that carpet. That carpet is one continuous piece. It's been put together with carpet tape. It's just one continuous carpet. I do everything I possibly can to make my establishment safe.
I'm sure you
no
do.
guns in there.
Mr. Tatum, I'm sure you do. I have to make a judgment as to who I believe. She says she went back there and you had changed the contour of the carpet. And she describes exactly how you changed the contour of the carpet, Mr. Tatum. Now, I have some questions for Mr. Tate. Mr. Tate, there were between 80 and 100 people there that evening?
Yes, ma'am.
How many in security do you have?
It's 5 of us.
Okay, were all 5 people there that evening?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you do?
I make sure no one comes in that door. Everybody go out that door that she's talking about she fell at, and I make sure no one comes in. And if any altercations comes up, I help with those.
Well, what does that mean, Mr. Tate? That you make sure that everybody goes in and out of that door that she goes out of?
If they go out that door, they cannot come back in that one. They enter the door with the security warrant to check for any weapons, anything.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to add that when the fight broke out, the security wasn't trying to break up the fight. He just opened the door to make people run out. Sometimes I've even caught him running from a fight, Mr. Tatum.
That's a bold-faced lie right there, Your Honor.
Did you notice, Mr. Tatum,
That's
Mr.
it.
Tatum, do you have insurance?
Yes, I do.
When you were notified by Miss Davidson that she fell, did you notify your insurance company?
Not right off, Your Honor. I don't believe it. I think she's lying. Like she's lying right there about me running from a fight. I don't need to run. I work out. I'm very well capable of taking care of myself.
Mr. Davidson,
And we know they don't have guns, they don't have knives.
I asked you a question.
So is this
What doesn't have guns and what doesn't have knives? He says he checks for guns and knives. So I assume that if you're checking for guns and knives, there's been a history of people trying to bring guns and knives into the club. I mean,
in other clubs, Your Honor, not in my club.
Mr. Tatum, your own employee says his function is to ensure when people come into the club that they do not bring in guns and knives. That's what he's searching for, correct?
Correct.
You're not searching their pocketbooks for turkeys, chickens, hens. You're not searching for that, are you?
No, ma'am.
No. You're searching for guns and knives. And the reason you're searching for guns and knives is because sometimes people try to bring in those weapons into a club. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. Mr. Tatum.
I did my
I don't
research,
think I don't want you to think that I'm stupid, sir. I'm not a stupid person.
I wouldn't dare
That's
imply
why he's there. That's why he's there. He's there because there's been a history of people trying to bring guns and knives into the club, and he's there to ensure, hopefully, that that doesn't happen.
Right.
That's what he's there for. So
It's
don't
true.
say there are no guns and knives in the club.
We check for that, and because there are other clubs there. I'm not the only other club on there. I did my research. They have had shootings in other clubs. I've been there for 4 years, and we've never had one in my club. Or
Good. Why?
Because he just now letting younger people inside of his club.
I don't care what the reason is. That's a wonderful thing. But on this night, something happened, Mr. Tatum. On this night, your security didn't work.
Security worked fine.
No, it did not.
I was a part of the breakup.
Mr. Tatum, on this night, your security was not effective in ensuring fights, didn't break up in the club, and as a result of that, there was a stampede to the door. That is according to your own employee, who wouldn't dare think of lying to me, right?
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I really couldn't deal with the relationship and school and work. You know, we decided to separate at that point.
We did not decide that we were going to separate. She dumped me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shanika Davidson says nightclub owner Charles Tatum owes for medical bills resulting from an accident in his club. Shanika says she tripped while fleeing from a brawl.
You were incapacitated for approximately 2 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you able to work during those 2 weeks?
No, Your Honor. They had to find other people.
Okay. How much do you earn a day?
$125 a week.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I'd like to contend that this is something that's been started prior to my establishment starting, because we provide security, we provide electronic security. There's a club right down the street from my establishment that's been in business for 15 years. They don't provide no security. They don't even check. These people come to my establishment and react the same exact way that they go down to this other establishment, and because they don't have any security. They don't have a check for weapons. We do. There's no reason for not one person to leave. We have several security guards. I was in there. I broke up that fight. I was there when the mirror fell off the wall. The people run because that's what they do normally at the other club, because they don't know. They don't know where they have guns. They don't realize that they're in an establishment that can provide security. If they're running out of security.
Mr. Tatum.
Yes, ma'am.
Your argument is foolish, sir.
And there's no tear in that car.
And I don't believe that, sir. I believe this lady when she says that there was a tear in the carpeting, that it was smoothed over when she went. It was different when she went back to the club last week, different from the way it was on the night of April 30th. And I believe that there was some alteration. I don't believe you, Mr. Tatum, that you didn't fix the tear. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500, which is 10 times your actual damages, which were 125 times 2, which is $250 for the 2 weeks that you were out of work. I've made that times 10. That means 10 times your actual damages, $2,500. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. Tatum has a really bad attitude, and I did not want to discuss my injuries because I knew he wouldn't be a reasonable person, because he is not a reasonable person.
She lied. She was a liar.
And it was 2 or 3 fights, because my cousin was the one who was fighting some of them.
I think she's a liar. This is simple. You know, if she'd done that, she'd done it on her own. It was no negligence on my part or my people's part.
If he has adequate security, I've only seen 2 security guards there. One that checks you when you come in, and him waiting at the door to let you out when you go out.
We just need to keep, people need to go to church and learn to tell the truth.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ramsey versus Chapman. Step forward, please.
24-year-old student Christopher Ramsey is suing his ex-fiancée, 21-year-old student Antoinette Chapman, for her tuition and the cost of living expenses. Christopher says Antoinette used him.
Mr. Ramsey, Miss Chapman was your girlfriend, and you lived together for a while, according to your complaint. It is your claim that she owes you money for support. She agreed to support you for your final year in college.
Yes.
Okay. When did you and Miss Chapman start to live together?
May 2003.
And how long had you dated before that?
About 3 years before that.
Were you both juniors in college at the time when you moved in May of 2003?
I was a junior and she was a senior.
Tell me about your agreement, Mr. Ramsey, and why you made the agreement.
We decided that I would sit out of school for 2 semesters, and I would work 2 jobs, which I did. I worked approximately about 75 hours a week to support her while she went through school. While
she completed her senior year?
Yes.
Was that because you both ran out of money, or there wasn't enough money for both of you to go to school?
It was just an easier situation if one of us worked and one of us went to school, and it was fine because we planned on getting married.
Prior to May of 2003, had Miss Chapman been employed?
Yes, she was working at the Holiday Inn.
As what?
She did housekeeping there.
And after you made this agreement with her, did she continue to work?
Yes, she did.
Who was paying your tuition?
I had some financial aid, and any other expenses came out of whatever money we had in the household.
So what happened, Miss Chapman?
I was working still, and between school and work, it got really stressful, and I really couldn't deal with the relationship and school and work, and, you know, we decided to separate at that point.
Okay, and?
I felt that the agreement was for as long as we were together, and since we broke up, the agreement wasn't valid anymore.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Well, so this is an interesting situation, isn't it?
It's a very interesting situation, and we did not decide that we were going to separate. She dumped me. That's the bottom line.
You have an obligation to support him in his last year of college while he's going to school. You can't say, well, I don't love you anymore, honey. You took care of me, and I finished with school, and here's my diploma. But now I don't love you anymore, and I have no responsibility. That is inequitable, it's unfair, it's unjust enrichment. You have an agreement. He fulfilled his obligation to his detriment by not going to school for that year, and you got to pay him. Minimally, you have to pay him. The maximum allowed by this court is $5,000, and minimally, 10 months at $500 a month, which is minimally what he will need to subsist, is, I believe, a fair judgment. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Ms. Kilmer, has been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
How old are you, Miss Kibble?
I'm 17.
You're a mother? According to what I read, your mother moved out of state. Is that right? Where had you been living?
I was living with my cousin.
In what state?
In Indiana.
And where did you move to?
I moved from Chicago to Portage, Indiana in February.
And how far is that away from where your daughter was living?
Prior, in Illinois, I was about a 20-minute ride.
Let's start over again. Were you and your daughter living together?
No, ma'am.
No.
Why not?
I was waiting to relocate into Indiana from Illinois. And she was attending school there and wanted to keep attending school there.
In Indiana?
In Indiana.
Okay. Had you been living with your daughter in Indiana? Or was your daughter living with you at any time?
No, ma'am.
Who were you living with?
I first lived with my Aunt Angela. And then
until you were how old?
Until I was about 15, maybe 16.
So you never lived with your mother?
Not in Indiana.
Anywhere?
Yes. When
Where?
In Las Vegas.
When you were how old?
From the time I was born until I was 14.
After you were 14, you lived with other relatives?
Yes.
You want to tell me why?
We don't have the best relationship.
You have any siblings?
I have a little sister.
Who does your sister live with?
My mom.
According to what I read, there came a time when you moved in with the defendant because you were a very good friend of her daughter's.
We were best friends.
And you lived with her for a while, and then there was an incident where you had a falling out with her daughter. You left.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that you didn't get your furniture. You didn't take it with you when you left, and they disposed of your furniture. So you want the value of your furniture.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you move in with Miss Kilmer and her daughter?
The end of August, beginning of September 2003.
And how long did you live with them?
About 4 to 5 months, maybe.
Is that right? How long did she live with you?
Until January. I don't remember if it was the beginning or the end.
It was the beginning.
So about 5 months. How were you supporting yourself?
I get Social Security.
How much do you get?
$756 a month.
Are you an emancipated minor?
No, my aunt just gave me my money because she was my legal guardian, and she's still filed at the Social Security office as my guardian.
Okay. Now, what kind of financial arrangement did you make with Miss Kilmer?
$200 a month for food, electricity, water, everything like that.
For everything?
Everything.
Did you pay her every month?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay her in check or cash?
Cash.
And what did you do with the rest of the money?
I bought clothes, food, things I needed.
What happened in January?
In January, me and Margie were hanging out at a friend's house. His mother's ring came up missing. It was in the bathroom. We had all stopped in the house to use the bathroom, and we'd left. And then we had come back later on, and we were hanging out, and his mom came up to us and said, "My ring's gone." We all checked our stuff just in case it accidentally dropped in. I personally know I didn't have anything to do with that ring. I didn't touch it. I didn't even see it. And Margie was upset, and she was accusing me of taking it, trying to find out what happened. Because Ryan, that's the friend we were at, he called and told her that detectives would be coming over to our house. And she was really upset. She was like freaking out banging things. I asked her what was wrong, and it escalated from there into a verbal confrontation. She called me some names. I called her some names. She threw a bottle of hair conditioner at me. I had a notebook in my hand. I threw it back at her. She walked up to me and slapped me. In self-defense, I grabbed her by her hair and hit her. Then her mom stood up and started yelling to stop. Her father stepped in between us. She kept trying to go around him. I stepped off to the side and away, and I said, I didn't steal anything, that's a lie. Maybe I added some stuff to that, but that's the gist of it. And they said, leave. I went downstairs, I got my stuff, I called my friend Veronica, and I said, just come get me, I'll explain to you later.
And
she
this
came and got
was
me.
when in January?
The beginning. I had just given the Kilmers the rent for the month of January a few days before.
And when did you come back for your, because you had some furniture that was stored in the basement?
Yes.
What kind of furniture?
2 nightstands, headboard, brand new mattresses, bed frame, and a dresser and a mirror.
Where had that come from?
My money, I had saved it up, my Social Security, so I could have some nice things.
But your furniture had to be stored because you had furniture in your room?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hear you.
Well, there's been a long-going friendship with Joey and Margie. She needed a place to stay. Her aunt had kicked her out. Her cousin had kicked her out. She wasn't able to live with her mother, so we took her in, treated her like family, made arrangements for her to pay rent. She, in December, had given us $100, saying she was going to be gone for part of the month, and she couldn't give us all of it. In January, she had given, I think she had given my husband some money. We were going through some problems. I had lost my job. I had asked him to leave. When he had come back to get some furniture for where he's staying.
So 1 second. We're talking about the rent. She moved in August. Of 2003. Who did you give the money to?
Either one.
So when you say you think she may have given your husband some money, it's possible that she gave him the rent.
Sure.
Because that takes care of your counterclaim. You're counterclaiming for rent. If she gave your husband rent, she doesn't owe you any rent, right?
Well, but he said he didn't get any money.
Yeah, how do I know that? How do I know that? If you're going through difficult financial times, how do I know that he didn't get the money and spend it?
Probably.
And another thing, Miss Kilmer, if you didn't get any rent from her and that was your agreement, then why did you let her stay with you for 5 months?
She had nowhere else to go.
I don't know if I buy that, because if you were doing it out of the goodness of your heart, you wouldn't have charged her any rent.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen, you're not the mother of the year. You don't leave your 14-year-old daughter to fend for herself, and I don't care what kind of disagreement you have with her. We understand each other?
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Joey Kibble says her former friend's mother, Mary Kilmer, gave away her furniture. Mary claims when Joey moved out, she abandoned the property.
Okay, I'm dismissing your counterclaim because I don't believe that she didn't pay the $200 either to you or your husband. So let's move on with, where's her furniture?
My ex-husband has it, and I haven't had any contact with him.
Well, how did he get it?
Came to the house to get some furniture. Shortly after she moved out, it was in February, he had come to the house to get some of his things after I had him removed from the house.
You had him removed from the house by the police?
Yes.
And when he came back to get his things, did he come back with the police?
No.
He came back by himself?
With some friends.
And how did it end up that he went into the basement and took her furniture?
He needed something to sleep on. I had no idea how long it was going to be there. It was stored there. We had tried to get in touch with her.
Ma'am?
That's not true.
Just a minute. Listen, you're not the mother of the year. You don't leave your 14-year-old daughter to fend for herself just because she's got $700 a month to take care of herself. And I don't care what kind of disagreement you have with her at age 14. We understand each other?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. I had told Joey when she called to get her furniture and her belongings that Frank had her furniture, and I would
I'm talking about before you gave away her furniture to your ex-husband. I don't care whether he slept on the floor or he slept on nails. Why do I care what he slept on? You have no right to give away her furniture. That's outrageous. You have a bill for the furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please.
I also have receipts for my mattresses. That's the mattress. These are the receipts.
You have furniture. The furniture she gave away, she had absolutely no right to give away any of your furniture. So, $561.72 with tax. Is that right?
Yes.
And you're talking about mattresses, which were another $630. So, that's what you owe her. You can't give away somebody else's property without notice. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,191. I'm dismissing your counterclaim because I don't believe you when you say she didn't pay rent. I believe she paid rent. I also am going to award her the $200 for her January rent because I find that she did, in fact, pay you your January rent, whether she paid it to you or to your husband. That's $1,391 since you threw her out in January. She couldn't live there. $1,391 for the plaintiff. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We did what we could for 9 months of hell having her live with us.
I think this is all ridiculous and it could have been avoided.
The fighting with my daughter in the kitchen, the fist fight.
I was attacked and it was completely self-defense.
Certain things she said to me, the B word, the C word, the A word, you name it.
I think it's a big joke, and I think she's a liar.
We can sit here and call each other liars all day, but I know the truth, and that's what matters.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shore versus Moore, step forward.
Truck driver Donna Shore is suing her daughter's boyfriend, truck driver Jason Moore, for the cost of a waterbed and a cell phone bill. Jason says he owes nothing.
Mrs. Shore, the defendant is your daughter's boyfriend, and I assume from everybody's position that this is your daughter. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that if this is your daughter, you and your daughter are not on good speaking terms.
Not right now, no.
And this is your?
My husband, her stepfather.
Okay. Boyfriend, according to you, owes you for the balance on a waterbed that you sold to them.
Yes, ma'am.
And also for a cell phone bill that he promised to pay.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Moore says that the waterbed is between you and your daughter. He had nothing to do with that arrangement. And he's got a sort of interesting defense for the cell phone bill, which I will get to when we get to him. Okay? Good. The defendant and your daughter lived with you for a period of time, I
Yes,
gather. Is that
ma'am.
right? When did they live with you?
From the beginning of October 2003 till the beginning of December 2003.
Why?
At the time, Jason was having trouble, on his job. They were not giving him enough miles driving the truck so that he was making no money. My granddaughter was in St. Louis with her father.
Not their child together.
No.
Your daughter has a child with somebody else who was with her father.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Jordan could not come home because of the apartment that they were living in. I was told that she had no bed. I was never physically in the apartment. But DCFS went and checked out the apartment.
Department of Children and Family Services.
Yes. And we're told that Jordan could not come home as long as they lived there. So we let them move in with us so that we could get Jordan home. We were hoping that, they would turn their lives around, get everything straightened out.
How long had Jordan been living with her father?
She went down in July. She was supposed to come home between 2 weeks and a month after she went down there.
And did her father seek custody of her? Is that why there was an investigation by Department of Children and Family Services?
I'm not sure about that. I know there were other circumstances involved, which I don't know if I should mention or not.
Go ahead.
There were accusations made. They were eventually...
Unfounded.
Right, unfounded, yes.
Where is Jordan now?
She's with Jason and Tara, I assume.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What happened in October of 2003 with regard to the telephone?
My husband and I did not have a home phone. We're over-the-road truck drivers. We had cell phones. When Tara and Jason came and moved in with us, he was going to work with us. He was going to be on the road, needed to keep in contact with Tara. Tara needed to be able to, if Jordan got hurt, Jordan needed the doctor, something, to be able to get a hold of somebody.
Jordan came back to live with you at that point?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we went and got the phones. They said they didn't have the money.
So you put them on your account?
Yes, ma'am.
And they promised to pay the bill, I assume?
Yes, ma'am.
That's right, correct?
So kind of, yes. Yes, ma'am.
So you got them the phones?
Yes, ma'am. But the next day, he took it back and upgraded it because it wasn't fancy enough.
Is that right, sir?
Both phones were upgraded the next day, yes.
Why did you do that?
Because the phones they give you with the plan were very cheaply made, so it would not have been worth it. Why not pay the extra $30 and get a better phone with better warranty?
So you paid the $30?
I did, yes.
Okay, fine. So you didn't have money for phones, but you had money to upgrade the phones?
I did have money for phones.
Well, then why did you have her put the phone in her account?
I didn't want to get the phone in her name. I'd already borrowed the money from my boss, and she knew of that. She thought it'd be better for me to save my money and get, instead of me getting one phone for myself, to get a phone for her daughter, too. So they came
and you said okay?
Yeah, they came to me with this plan,
okay.
Yes.
So you said okay, with the understanding that you would pay for the service?
I was going to pay half the service, yes.
And the daughter was going to pay half the service? Was she working at the time?
At the time, yes, when we got the phones.
Now, at some point, You stopped paying for the phone. Is that right?
When I got the second bill, yes.
Why?
Because by the time we got the first bill, she had done quit her job, and she knew we was financially tight. So I paid the first bill, and when I got the second bill, I told her I couldn't pay that. It's just too much. And she had agreed to have the phone service canceled, and I'd pay the disconnect fee for each phone.
So did you pay the bill?
She would never show me a bill.
Well, now we'll show you the bill. Can I see the bill, please?
Yes, ma'am.
The bills never came to my name.
No, I'm going to show.
And she would hide them from
just
us.
Just a second. Oh, no. Just a second. She's not hiding, sir.
Oh,
she
you
doesn't
don't
want to
even
hide
know.
them. Let me just see the bills. You say you didn't pay the bills because you didn't get the bills.
I had the bills. What the bill was due, it came on my cell phone. At the time the phone shut off, the bill was $213.74.
Okay, well...
The bill was due in December, 12/11 of 03.
No, on December 19th, sir, it was $449.03.
Well, that's not what the phone says.
Well,
that came from Verizon.
Sir.
Okay. I'd never seen this. She'd never show us bills.
I want you to see it. No, give it back to him, please.
No, I've seen it. I believe you.
Give it back to him.
I'll look at it.
There you go. Enjoy.
And did you use these phones after January?
No, they were turned off.
Stand up. You are both testifying that in the month of January, you did not use these phones.
The phones were shut off at the beginning of January.
So that this last bill, can I see that, please? This last bill dated...
would probably be the remainder of December and January.
December 19th. Now, then you would have the bill from December 19th to January.
Yes, probably so.
Okay. Do you have the bill for January?
No, I do not have it.
Why not?
I don't know why I don't have that one.
Well, I can't help you with that because the last bill then that I would find that they're responsible for is the one dated December 19th for $449. Now, if he says that the phones were shut off the beginning of January, added on to that would be monthly access of $169 and additional services, et cetera, $679. Now, let's talk about this water bid. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. The water bed, we were moving to a new place, and I went out and bought new beds for the child because she came first. You know, she's a child.
Jordan.
Yes, she needed a new bed, so I bought new beds because I have children of my own, so I bought new beds for the kids. And then we were going to be without a bed.
What kids?
I have kids from a previous marriage that I get every other weekend.
Okay, so you bought beds for all the children?
All the children, yes, not favoring anybody. Everybody got beds. So we were going to be without a bed. So Tara came to me and said something about a water bed. I said, I don't really want a water bed. She goes, well, Mom said she'd sell us this water bed. I was like, I really don't want it. She goes, well, I'll pay for it.
Tara.
Yes.
Tell me about the water bed. You had the discussion with your mother.
I had actually asked my stepfather what he would charge me to buy the bed from him. He said $150. And yes, I had a job at the time, and I agreed to pay that, and then I lost my job. So we haven't been able to pay it back.
I had paid
Yes,
the first
he had
payment.
paid $50 on it.
Because they were asking about it. I was like, well, you know, she's not working, but, you know, out of the goodness of my heart, I figured I would, you know, at least make an effort to pay him back, which was not my liability.
Did you sleep on the bed?
Yeah, we slept on it.
You still have the bed?
We still have the bed. We don't use it, though.
Why not?
The first day we get it home and set it up, there's leaks all over it, so we had to fix it.
So what do you use to sleep on?
Right now we're sleeping on a hide couch.
And where is the water bed?
We disassembled it, and it's just sitting there collecting dust.
So you're not using it?
No, ma'am.
Give it back to them, and they'll give you 50 bucks.
If that's what they
Good.
wanted, they could have
Perfect. And he paid you 50 bucks for it?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to take the 50 bucks off the $679 that they owe you, leaving $629, and you can go pick up the water bed. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $629.
This is case number 164 on the calendar in the matter of Carson versus Allen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Carson, you and Miss Allen were involved in a relationship, and I assume that you lived together for a period of time. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
How long did you live together? From when to when?
3 years from, I don't know, maybe 99 till 2002.
When in 2002?
Until, well, the 1st of January.
According to your complaint, Mr. Carson, Miss Allen forged your name on some checks.
Yes, ma'am.
And in addition, you claim that she somehow got the number of a credit card of yours and charged some items for her personal use on that credit card. Miss Allen says that she did, in fact, sign your name and forge one check, but she paid you back for that, and that she never used your credit card in an unauthorized manner. Correct?
Yes.
That yes sounds very weak. You want to give me a stronger yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this person?
This is my girlfriend now. She has some acquaintances that Jessica used to work with.
And?
Well,
There's been talk that, you know, admitting to it and that type of thing.
That this young woman heard
Yes, ma'am.
herself?
Heard from the people that Jessica worked with.
That's hearsay. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So bringing your girlfriend here is nothing more than just an irritant, which is not a good idea. And who is this person?
This is my mother.
And what does she know about this case?
Well, she was there throughout our whole relationship.
I'm not interested in your whole relationship.
Okay. She helped me out a lot. I was abused, and I went to by Jeremiah.
That's your problem.
Okay.
And your mother's problem if she permitted it to happen. So she has nothing to contribute to this case either. I'm just trying to see how many witnesses I have to deal with today.
Okay.
So far I have 2 useless people and 2 people I have to hear. All right. When do you allege she forged your name to these checks? And I'd like to see copies of the checks, Mr. Carson.
It started on October 16th.
Of 01?
No, of 02.
October 16th of 02? I thought you broke
well,
up.
I mean, in the 1st of January of 03. That was my mistake. I'm sorry.
Just a second. Did you break up in January of
03.
03?
I'm sorry.
Got to get your dates right, Mr. Carson, otherwise you confuse me. I'm too old to be confused.
I'm sorry.
When was the first check that allegedly she forged?
It was on 10/16 of 02.
And when did you find that out?
I found it out in the middle of November when I got my bank statement.
And what did you say to her?
I had the bank fax over all the checks, and I confronted her about it, and she said she was sorry, and she agreed to pay me back.
Okay, that was in November.
Yes, ma'am.
And did she cry?
Yes, ma'am.
And after she cried, did you give her a hug and say okay?
Yes.
And after you gave her a hug and said okay, did you go to bed together?
We would live together, yes.
Did you go
Yes.
to bed together?
Yes.
And what about in December?
Never received any more payment, or?
Did you go to bed together?
Yes.
Did she pay you any money back?
No.
So this person that you had caught forging your name to checks, you continued to live with in an intimate relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'll see the checks, Mr. Carson. Who's Mary?
That
It's
would
our
be our
landlord.
So that's a rent check.
Yes, ma'am.
Cash, $55. Cash, $40. What do you need all this cash for?
Ma'am, any time that I wrote any of those checks, I had permission.
Yeah, that was back in October.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know whether you had permission or not, but you were certainly living together.
Yes, we were.
Went to Eckert's Drugs for $10, another one for Walmart for $45.30. These are all from October, sir.
Yes, ma'am. And those checks were not authorized to be used?
Well, Mr.
Here?
Carson, let me ask you this question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us say that instead of breaking up with Miss Allen, you and Miss Allen got married in February of 2003. Would we be standing here today?
No, ma'am.
So why are you bothering me now?
Because I never authorized the use of those checks.
You found out about it in November, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
If someone had committed a crime and forged my name to checks, and you wanted to pursue that, you go to the police. Forging checks is a federal offense.
Yes, ma'am. I tried
You
that.
have them arrested. When did you try to do that, sir? In November?
No, ma'am.
Because in November you were sleeping together. And in December you were sleeping together.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yeah.
Got my drift, Mr. Carson?
Yes.
Good. Let's move on to credit card, because I'm not interested in the checks. When do you allege the credit card was used without your permission, Mr. Carson?
All throughout January?
After you broke up?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we're talking business.
Ma'am.
Now I'll see it. I'm not interested in you yet.
Okay.
Those are signed receipts, some with my forged name, some with her name.
When in January did you break up?
The 1st of January, like first week.
Did you send him flowers on his credit card? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
And that was after you broke up?
Yes.
All right. So you know you can't do that, Jessica?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Them two were cheating on together when I was with him. I was living in that house. He decided to come home one day and tell me that he didn't love me anymore, that he was with somebody else.
And later today,
Robbie smokes some pot. He puffs carefully from a green and orange tinted bowl.
Absolutely not.
It's very true.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeremiah Carson claims ex-girlfriend Jessica Allen stole his checkbook and ran up his credit card out of spite.
Did you take yourself out to dinner?
No.
Could you show her this, please?
Okay, which one am I supposedly? That's my signature right there.
Mm-hmm.
That I did not. That's not me. That one is me, yes, but that one is not.
What was the first one for, Jessica?
The first one?
Yeah.
It says Villa Italian. That was delivered to our house where I was still living with Jeremiah.
What date is that?
Let's see. That's 1/22. I was still living at our residence in North Carolina at that time.
Judge Judy, I moved in with him January 10th.
That's not true because them two were cheating on together when I was with him. Well, that's the only thing. I was living in that house. He decided to come home one day and tell me that he didn't love me anymore, that he was with somebody else. So I lived there until I could get on my feet to move back into my mother's house.
And what date was that?
The date that I moved out was probably right before my birthday, which is February 10th. Was probably around February 1st or 2nd when I moved out.
Jessica.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that's true, dear.
Okay.
Ma'am.
What?
If you go farther into the receipts, there's receipts into the end of January where she was residing in Kernersville and ordered pizza, Girls Gone Wild.
Okay, Mr. Carson, this I'm not interested in. Your checks. If you have had it with somebody because they've committed a crime against you, you don't share conjugally a bed with them.
Ma'am, I've got 2 checks here written from my father, and they are both signed, and they have been deposited into Jeremiah's account.
For what?
Stating that I have paid him back $600.
For what?
For what? This was the alleged credit cards that he said that I used, and also the checks and stuff. This is just...
No, Jessica.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not what you say in your answer. Don't be slippery with me, because how old are you? How old?
I'm 20.
You're 20.
Yes.
I know you think that you're probably really smart, but Officer Byrd here will tell you that you're really not.
Okay.
I read your answer very carefully. Your answer denied any complicity in using his credit card. Your answer, however, did say that you forged 1 check of his, but it was for rent. And you did, in fact, pay him back for the rent. But if you listen carefully, I said you didn't even have to pay him back for the rent. You were living together. Now, it would be different if she signed your name and forged your name to checks in December, and you had no knowledge of it until after she moved out. That's a different story. But when you found out that she had signed these checks, and she cried, and you gave her a hug and a kiss, and you said, sweetheart, let's go to bed, let's just forget about it. Give it back to him. So don't be slippery with me. Those checks had absolutely nothing to do with the use of his credit card. You used his credit card number because you were irritated with him. Irritated that he cheated on you with a girlfriend, and so you figured this in some small way got even. Read off the amounts, Mr. Carson, and read them slowly, sir.
Time Life for $35.98.
Go ahead.
Domino's Pizza for $13. China Express. Shh. Oh, sorry.
Slowly.
Sorry. China Express, $12.01. Villa Italian.
Just a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't stand to do this. Byrd, do me a favor. We all have our strong suits. That is not mine.
Okay. Time Life, $35.98. Domino's Pizza, $13. China Express, $12.01. Villa Italian, $13. Send Your Love Florist, $62.54. Villa Italian, $11. Domino's Pizza, $11.69. Girls Gone Wild, $24.97.
That's it?
That's it.
$184.19.
That's it, Mr. Carson. $184.19. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm so glad that I never have to deal with him again.
I should have known. You know, mistakes.
I will go back to Maryland, and I will be happy.
It's a good thing she's in Maryland because her name back home is pretty shot.
As you can see, he was cheating on me for 4 years.
I've been with him for a long time now, and she wonders why, you know, he left her for me. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Parsons versus Arthur, step forward, please.
24-year-old musician Robert Parsons is suing 22-year-old student Andrew Arthur for libel and defamation of character. Robert says Andrew wrote a newspaper article claiming he was a marijuana smoker.
Mr. Parsons, according to what I read, sir, the defendant approached you about writing an article
Yes.
about you for a class that he was taking. Is this a college class?
This is, yes.
You are a street musician?
Part of my job, yes.
Well, I assume that that's the part he was interested in.
Yes.
And you agreed to allow him to write the article.
Mhm.
Then, according to you, the article was published in a school magazine or a school newspaper. And within that article was a statement by the defendant that you used marijuana on a regular basis.
Yes.
You say that that's caused you all kinds of problems. You're involved in a custody dispute about your children with your former wife or girlfriend, and you say that this has created all kinds of problems for you. And aside from that, it's not true, because you went and took a drug test, and I assume you have the results of the drug test for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 24-year-old musician Robert Parsons is suing 22-year-old student Andrew Arthur for libel and defamation of character. Robert says Andrew wrote a newspaper article claiming he was a marijuana smoker.
Okay. Had you met the defendant prior to his approaching you about writing this article?
No, that was the first time I met him. I was playing on the street in Morgantown, West Virginia, and he approached me and said that he would like to write an article about me if it was okay with me. I told him that was fine. All I wanted was a copy of the article when he was done with it, and he agreed to that. And then I spent the next 4 or 5 months trying to get a copy of it.
Okay. Aside from seeing you play on the street, did he go anywhere else with you?
He came to my home.
How many times?
I would say 5.
Who else lives with you?
Robin?
This is Robin.
Yes.
Anybody else?
No.
You have a former wife?
Former girlfriend.
How many children do you have with this girlfriend?
3.
How old are they?
5, 4, and 2.
Didn't feel like making a commitment to marriage? Or
No.
you don't believe in marriage?
No, it's not that I don't believe in it. It just wasn't the right person.
I understand that, but I don't understand 5, 4, and 2.
I was just young and made mistakes.
But just my own information, because I always find this sort of interesting. You're not prepared to make the commitment because he wasn't the right person for you, but was the right person to have 3 children with.
Well, I'd asked her to marry me on a couple of occasions, and she denied it.
She said no?
Yes. But she's married now. She got married a month after we broke up.
You have a copy of the article?
I have a copy of the article as it appeared in the newspaper.
That's what I'd like to see.
Sure.
Now, when did Mr. Arthur tell you that it was going to be published?
He never did tell me.
Okay. So your complaint is about this one paragraph.
Mostly, yes.
Robbie smokes some pot. He puffs carefully from a green and orange tinted bowl. This is his usual routine before I sit.
Yes.
And what you're saying to me is that's not true.
Absolutely not.
Mr. Arthur?
It's very true. Mr. Parsons has made statements on the record, and I've recorded them as part of an immersion story in journalism. I spent a lot of time with Mr. Parsons.
I'm asking you about the pot smoking, sir. Don't give me a whole tirade.
Okay.
You say that you actually observed him smoking marijuana?
Yes.
On how many occasions?
I observed it once.
How do you know it's his usual routine?
He mentioned it.
What did he say?
He said this is what he does before a city. He has some pot, strums on a guitar, warms up a little bit.
Okay. Mr. Parsons, what kind of custody dispute are you involved with your former girlfriend?
Basically, I'm supposed to see the kids every weekend. When she saw this article, she wrote me a letter and told me I couldn't see him until I got this matter cleared up. So I went and I took my drug test 2 days after the article came out. I have a copy of that here if you'd like to see it.
I'd like to take a look at it.
And I also have the letter she sent me. And it took me 3 weeks before I could get a hold of her before I could show her that I have the drug results, because she wasn't answering her phone.
You took a urine test?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The issue is a very simple one. You agreed to have him write an article about you. He says he reported what he saw and heard, and you say it's not true.
Absolutely.
So there's a very simple way of establishing that, and that is with the hair follicle test. Have you taken a hair follicle test?
No.
As you probably know, marijuana will stay within your bloodstream for between 24 and 48 hours on a urine test. Was that explained to you?
No.
Otherwise, it just dissipates out of the body. That's why in courts we don't usually use these drug tests unless we suspect someone is high at the moment that they're before us. What they came up with about 8 years ago is a hair follicle test, because when you smoke marijuana, it stays in the hair follicles. It stays in the hair for about 6 or 8 months. And not only does it stay in the hair, but the laboratory can tell how long ago it was used, depending upon where they find the traces of the drug. Now, do you understand?
Yes.
So, are you prepared to take that test?
Sure.
He is suing you for $5,000. And clearly, in my judgment, if a hair follicle test establishes that he did not use marijuana, certainly your article would be a lie. Do you understand?
I understand that.
And he would be entitled to a judgment, in my opinion, for the $5,000. And you would agree with that?
I would.
And you are prepared to stick by your statement that you not only observed him smoking marijuana, but he told you that he did it as a regular routine?
Yes.
Okay. Do you smoke marijuana? Is not an answer,
no.
Mr. Rotham.
I have, yes.
So you were not appalled by his statement?
I was not.
You were not
aback by it.
appalled by what you saw, that he was
No.
smoking some marijuana?
No.
So it wasn't nutsy to you that somebody was doing that,
No,
right?
not
Because
that
you
big of a
did
deal.
it yourself, right?
I've done it, yes.
Okay. Got it, Mr. Parsons?
Absolutely.
So I will have my clerk arranged for the test. I expect both of you back here after the test results are forwarded to the court. Clear?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Case is adjourned.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Malone, it is your claim that the defendant who you had hired to fix your car, you had been, I guess, on a trip to Las Vegas, and your car or truck broke down. You took it to the defendant. He fixed it. It still didn't run right. You took it back to him. And then when you went to pick it up, there was some sort of an altercation. It is your claim that he, A, assaulted you when you were trying to get out of his shop, and B, that he didn't fix your car and you want your money back because you were forced to put it on your credit card in order to get your car back. The defendant says that he did, in fact, do what he was supposed to do on the car, and he never put his hands on you. You must have tripped or fallen or fell into a wall as you were leaving your shop. So, tell me when your car broke down in Las Vegas.
On the weekend of the 17th, 17th being a Monday.
17th of what?
Of June, 02.
Who were you with?
I was with my husband, my son, and my mother.
And what kind of car did you have?
I had a 1991 Ford F-350 one-ton pickup.
What happened to the truck that caused you to take it to the defendant?
While driving the vehicle, it started to stall. It would not shift correctly, and then we noted that there was some liquid that was emanating from the vehicle. Subsequently, my husband said that it had to be transmission problems.
Okay, so you took it into the defendant?
Correct.
And you found him through a Yellow Page ad, or you found him through the phone book, or you found him through...
I found him through the Yellow Pages because recognizing that it was had a transmission problem.
Okay, Yellow Pages. And what did he tell you?
He just said that he would correct the problem, which he did, supposedly.
Okay. How much did he charge you for that?
$847.10.
You went to pick up the car when?
The same day. Supposedly, he put in a torque converter. His diagnosis was that's what was necessary.
You have the bill for that?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please?
I also have the receipt, what I paid.
Okay. In one day, he fixed it with a torque converter for $847.
That's correct.
What does this torque converter look like, sir? Tell me.
Big round housing that sits between the engine and the transmission, holds fluid, and gets the fluid. That's what creates torque.
Okay, so it's a big round thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to tell me. That's
Okay.
all I need to know about it. Did you give her the old one?
No, they have a core on them.
Just asking you. Did you give her the old one?
No.
Did you see the old one?
No.
What's the matter, Bert? You okay? You
I'm
okay with
fine.
my questions so far?
Oh, keep going. You're doing well.
Am I doing all right?
You're doing great.
Good. I thought you might think so. And then you took the truck out.
Correct.
And what happened when you took the truck out?
Returned it to California and started noting on the way back the same problems with the shifting. I called Scott Whitaker and told him the car is doing the same identical thing that it was doing when I first brought it into you. So he said I had to return to Las Vegas, Nevada with the vehicle for him to repair it. So we made arrangements, and I brought the car back on July the 12th.
So how did you get home?
I had to have someone else drive me. And so we drove 2 cars, the 450 miles, and then drove back to California.
Go ahead.
So then after he called me and then finally told me the car was ready, I went back.
Did he tell you what was wrong with it?
He said that he had to replace the transmission, that the torque converter was the method of stair-stepping, that it didn't actually cure the problem.
So you went back to pick it up?
Correct. I paid him. At that point, he indicated the amount was $1258.67, and that was at 10:21 a.m. So I owed him nothing.
10:21, and then what happened? You took the truck out.
I took the truck out. Same shifting problems. Called my husband. He said, you need to take the truck back. I come back. I said, I need an invoice to show and document the stuff that you're doing to the car. He says, I'm busy right now. I can't give you anything. I said, okay, but when I come back, I need an invoice. I want this documented. He then tells me in the interim that he's having someone look at the car and diagnose it. So then he comes back to me and tells me it has nothing to do with the transmission. The transmission is fine. This is a speed sensor. It's unrelated. I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm going to go ahead and fix it. Or if it's unrelated, I'm not going to charge you. I said, fine. How long is that going to take? About a half hour. Go have lunch, and we'll give you a call. I had my 80-year-old mother with me, my son, and so forth. So we went to eat. I don't hear from him. So about 10 to 5, I call him up and said, what's the status of my car? So he says, oh, they're test driving the car right now. Come pick up the car. It's ready. Terrific. I go down there. I ask him for the invoice. He tells me that the computers are down. If I want a bill, that if I want him to give me some kind of invoice, then he's going to charge me. I said, charge me for what? So I'm being stubborn. I'm saying, listen, if you fix the car, just give me an invoice. And he gives me the keys to the truck and says, you get out of here, your car's, I'm done with you, and so forth. So then I go to the truck, and I know that my car had been driven 63 miles.
Where was the car driven to that day?
Around the whole city on the loop. We have a beltway there. She tells me I'm going back to California, make sure my vehicle does not have to come back. And then she's going to tell me, you drove my vehicle 63 miles? Yeah, you're driving 450. You want it to work?
Who drove the car?
One of our technicians. We road test every single vehicle. It's not abnormal.
60 miles worth?
Some of them 100, yes.
Really? Does that sound right to you, Bert?
I've never had it happen to me.
I've never had it happen to me either. How old are you?
I'm 25.
How old are you, Bert?
45.
I'm older. Between us, we have almost 100 years. It's never happened to us that we took a car and to be repaired.
How many times have you been in the shop?
Our cars? I have had more cars than you have years, sir. And I have never had all different kinds, all different flavors. And I have never had somebody road test a car that they repaired for 63 miles. Never happened!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
While he's restraining me, grabbing me with both arms, I try to grab his private part so he'll let go of me. So then he grabs my hand.
That's a good spot.
Thank you. Thank you. It was difficult trying to find them, though. That was the problem. And I have
You're cute.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Malone says she was ripped off and assaulted by auto shop manager Scotty Whitaker. Scotty says Lisa is being dramatic.
Okay, so now you're outside. He's not going to give you. He said, take your car and leave. And there's a certain frustration.
Yes.
I get your frustration. I'm surprised it took you this long. I would have had his shop closed before then.
So at this point, he gives me, because I'm being insistent, I'm saying, give me something to show, because you're telling me that the car was
Gotcha. You want something. Okay, so he gives you this. Is this what he gives you?
Saying that it's a speed sensor. What he did.
This is your handwriting, and you said it was a speed sensor. Is that right that you fixed? Is that right? And that was the cause of the problem?
That was the cause of her problem after she brought it back.
No. Can I see his ad, by the way? I just want to make sure I get a real good shot of the name of this company. Your company is Best Auto Specialists? Transmission problems, 1-day service, That's what it says.
That's because that's in the transmission section of the phone book. We do have a general repair shop on the same lot.
That's not in here, right? Okay, so the first time you didn't do anything with the transmission. The first time you did something with a torque
That's the
for
transmission.
$850. And after you did something with the torque, she still had a problem with the car. Not a problem, the same symptoms that she had that caused her to bring it into you.
Because that's what she said?
Yes.
So she's
because
automatically right?
Because that's what she said, because that's what I believe.
Okay, if you look at what her thing says here, losing fluid. The first
She
reason,
said
the
she
reason that with the torque converter, the reason why the torque converter got replaced was from losing fluid. It had nothing to do with the vehicle jerking.
And that had nothing to do with the bad transmission.
No, it didn't.
You mean this all serendipitously happened at the same time, including the speed sensor?
You have to understand how...
Including the speed sensor. Is that what you're telling me, sir? Including the speed
no, there's
sensor.
3 different problems.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
She had the car there one day. You charged her $800. You knew she was really in a pinch because she doesn't come from Las Vegas. She comes from California. She went home to California, and what nut is going to come back 900 miles to bring back the car? She sues you. She comes back. It would be easier for her to sue you than for her to schlep the car back and forth from California to Vegas. So why didn't you just say to her, look, take the car to your own people there. I'll send you a check back for half, and we'll call it even. Did you suggest that to her?
How about she never gave me the opportunity to do that? And I have that documented too.
Show me.
She took her vehicle to Midway Ford, okay? Then sent me a demand letter for that bill.
She took it afterwards to Midway Ford, and they replaced the torque converter. The same torque converter that you say you replaced.
Yeah.
You think her torque converter went bad in such a short period
It
of time?
very well could have. That's why we give warranties. And that's when she...
It could have failed, or it could have not have been replaced. Either one of those two things. In any event, okay, now let's get to the assault.
My son comes in. He had been waiting on the second car. We had driven to go up there. He's wanting to know what's going on. And so then I talk to him in Spanish, and I tell him that, you know, he is now wanting to invalidate. Oh, I'm sorry. Before that, what had happened was, when I knew I wasn't going to have any recourse, I said, you know, if I have any more problems that are related with this car, I'm going to contact my credit card, and I'm going to dispute. So then he says, okay, then I'm going to cancel your earlier invoice, and you're going to have to pay me cash. I said, I don't have cash, and you're getting ready to close. He said, too bad. He said, you'll have to come another day. And I said, I can't come back another day. I need to return to California and stuff. He said, oh, you want to get smart with me? And then we got into the name calling. And so he said, you know, we'll see who's smart on this, and so forth.
And you told your son to take off with the car?
Exactly.
Okay.
He heard or saw him, and then I proceeded to go out also. So then he goes and he grabs me by the shoulders,
You are such a
and he
liar.
pushes me back. I'm screaming because I'm thinking, what's this guy, flipped? I mean, what's going on with it? So I'm screaming, let me out, let me out. And so while he's restraining me, grabbing me both arms, I try to grab his private part so he'll let go of me. So then he grabs my hands.
That's a good spot.
Thank you, thank you. It was difficult trying to find them, though. That was the problem. And I have
You're cute.
and I have carpal tunnel. So he ends up spraining my left arm. I have bruises. I have medical reports.
Let me see.
Here's my first visit.
Let me know when I can tell all my side of the whole story.
I will.
Because this is
You're gonna get-
ridiculous.
The police report indicates that there was evidence of physical injury when they
Who
saw
wrote that?
the police officer.
What police officer?
S. And this was by the police officer on the 31st
At
of
the
July.
police station, though, not at our shop.
Doesn't make any. I don't know where it was, sir. He responded.
Well, what I'm getting at is anything could have happened on her way to get to the police station. This is a police report from officers at my shop who go ahead and read, proved me to be the victim. She tried showing them scratches that had scabs on it, that I did that to her. It scabbed over in 5 minutes. Give me a break.
You know these police officers?
I do not.
Well, I don't understand what their problem was, sir. You committed a felony.
I did?
Yes.
What's that?
I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to tell you what the police officer said in here. Maybe they're just stupid. They said, Whitaker stated he told, and then it's blocked out, who had witnessed the entire incident to block Metz's car with the tow truck so that she could be detained until the bill was paid. That's what they said you told the officer. Whitaker stated that he stepped between Metz and the front door and attempted to detain Metz from leaving until her car was blocked in. You can't do that. That's a felony.
Okay.
That's a felony, sir.
Well, they saw it differently than you, and they were
Well,
there.
let me tell you something. They don't have as many years as I do in the business. That's a felony. You have no right to detain someone, to block someone's passage if they want to leave.
I never physically touched her, which means I did not detain her.
Oh, I don't believe that, sir. That's a question of whether or not I believe you.
that.
Because I read your statement very carefully.
And
listen, you may be used to dealing with people in your fashion. You're not used to dealing with people like me. You say in your answer, sir, I ran out and told my driver to stay parked. My tow truck was backing up to leave for the day and happened to block her truck in. Here you told the police officers, I told blank, who had witnessed the entire incident, to block Metz's car in with the tow truck so that she could not leave.
That is in that officer's words. That is in my words.
This is what he's quoting you as saying, sir.
Okay, well, I'm sorry he quoted that, but that's in his words.
So that's a mistake.
I don't know what to tell you about what he wrote, but I can tell you.
Okay. Look, when you have a business, there's a certain thing called goodwill. She brought her car in because it didn't run, and you didn't fix it. And you felt as if you had her by the throat because she had a car, she had no way of getting back the first time. You fixed it, you charged her almost $1,000 for the day. Whether you fixed it or not, whether you put in a new torque or whatever else you said you put in, a month later she had to have another one put in. In any event, I think that you never felt as if this lady was going to come back.
I never dealt with her. I dealt with her husband.
Doesn't make any difference. You dealt with the car. You didn't fix her transmission. You fixed the cars. You fixed the cars. But a good businessman, somebody who's not shady, would have said, look, you're in California. I'm here. Didn't work out. Show me the thing from Ford where you had another torque put in. If it didn't work, it didn't work. I'll send you back your money.
They didn't give me that option.
When they called you and said, I'm still having trouble, you couldn't get the words out fast enough. Look, you're in California. I'm in Vegas.
Fixed it. They already took it somewhere, fixed it, and then sent me a demand letter.
For the money back.
That is not, you can't do that. They signed away.
Listen to me. You're not paying attention to me, Mr. Whitaker.
You're not paying attention.
No.
They signed something.
Listen to me. No, you're not paying attention. I'm talking to you about being in business and having goodwill, which, by the way, you have totally destroyed. She may say to you, when she wanted to leave, I'm going to cancel the credit card. I've read your paperwork, sir. Your paperwork says she may dispute the charges, but she's not going to cancel the credit card. That's what your paperwork says. Listen to me. That's what it says. It says that she may not do that. So why would you block her car? If it says that she cannot do that, all you have to do when Visa, MasterCard, or whatever credit card company she's dealing with calls you and says, I have a customer disputing your charge, you say to them, look, I'm sending you a contract that we have. The contract says that the customer may dispute the charges, but may not cancel the credit card. She can sue you, but you can't do that.
Can I ask her a question real quick? Because that was written 20 minutes after that all happened.
Pay careful attention to me, sir. It's in your contract that she cannot
My contracts
cancel.
don't mean anything to you.
That she cannot. It's in your contract. The fact
They
that
don't mean
she
anything to
said,
you.
hey, thickhead, the fact that she said to you, I'm going to cancel the credit card doesn't mean she can do it. So you let her go out with her car. You don't start a problem. You don't say you have to stay here. I'm going to block your car. You say, you go, cancel the credit card if you like. And then when the credit card company calls you because you have a disputed charge, you said, I'm sending you a copy of the contract that I have with her. Do you understand that, Mr. Whitaker?
You're not understanding what I'm saying. That was not signed like that at the time that happened. That was signed after the police had come.
Oh, so the police forced her to sign that.
No,
Is that
they
what you're
didn't.
saying to me?
They asked her if she wanted her truck that was on private property.
Just a second. So the police officer said, if you want your truck back.
Yes.
And you're telling me these are cops you don't know?
They're not cops
God,
I don't know.
do I not believe you? Do
How do
I
I
not
know
believe
it?
you? Listen to me. Listen to me. You don't get any prizes for being smart when you already are on notice that he probably didn't fix anything in the first place because Ford says they put in the exact same part. So you don't get any prizes for smarts.
You're right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,500, which includes the price that you spent to fix the car and whatever injuries you suffered.
Thank you,
That's
Your
all.
Honor.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Versus Rathbun. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Let's see.
Mr. DiPietro, according to what I read, you were going on vacation and you wanted to sort of redo your body. You saw an advertisement. The advertisement was from the defendant's company. It indicated that if you used her body wraps, that you would take instantly inches off your frame. You went to her, got the body wrap. You were dissatisfied with the service which was, according to you, guaranteed by the defendant. You felt sort of intimidated when the session was over, and you did pay her. I think the session was $80, $85, is that right? But you got home and you stopped payment on the check. The defendant was furious that you stopped payment on the check, and according to her, after some efforts to try to get you to pay, she filed a complaint with the police.
Correct.
I don't know what the nature of the complaint was, but you were contacted by the police and told that a warrant was issued for your arrest and you should come in and turn yourself in. Did you go and turn yourself in?
Yes, I did.
And you were searched, you were detained for a period of time, and ultimately the police said to you that if you want this whole thing to go away, you'll give her the money, which you did, and she dropped the charges, the police let you go. You are suing her for the following: for the return of your $85, but that's a small part of your complaint, and the rest of your lawsuit has to do with the humiliation that you suffered as a result of the arrest, because it's your claim that the defendant breached her contract to you, which was a guarantee of success. You said that the treatment was not successful. The defendant has a counterclaim, I don't know, loss of income. It's a nonsense counterclaim. I don't understand her counterclaim. She'll explain it to me. So let me see how you found the defendant.
This is my evidence.
Just show me the ad. This is clear. Not only is it an offer, but it says that there is a guarantee that you lose 10 inches today, guaranteed, non-surgically. And this is what you saw.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what happened when you went to see the defendant.
When I went to see her, also she told me when I called her about the ad, I was kind of skeptical about the ad, and I said, how can you lose that? And she said, oh, you can lose 10 to 30 inches, check out my website. So I went to the website, and this was on her website. This says 10 to 30 inches. And it says guaranteed on there, too. So she told me I had nothing to lose because it was guaranteed, and she told me, or my money back. So I made an appointment. Before the body wrap started, I asked her again, this is guaranteed? We sat down. She said, oh, yes, it's definitely guaranteed. Look, you have the ad and everything. It was.
You have the ad. Listen to me, Ms. DiPietro. I don't want you to embellish anything. Do you understand? There are certain things that make sense, and there are certain things that don't make sense. You have the ad. The ad says guaranteed. Don't fabricate anything.
I'm not fabricating anything.
Yeah, okay. I'm just warning you. Don't fabricate anything about sitting down, getting the wrap, and talking about guaranteed again. Just tell me the truth. The truth is what's going to save you today. Do you understand?
Yes, I am telling the truth.
Okay. Then, you went to see her, and what happened when you took the body wrap?
She wrapped me up like a mummy from head to toe in these wet ace bandages. The only thing that was showing was my eyes. It was ice cold. She then proceeded, well, first she measured me, and she marked it where she measured me. And she had left the tape measure very loose when she first measured me. She was on the phone the whole time. She was measuring me, talking to some friends, laughing and everything else. And I was freezing at this point. The air conditioner's on, and it's soaking wet. Then she puts plastic bags on my hands and my feet to catch the water, and then an elastic. So now I'm walking like a mummy, water's dripping from me. Then she tells me to go exercise for almost an hour on an exercise machine.
What kind of exercise machine?
I think it was like one of those ski things, and then she had the steppers. She told me to pick out whatever I wanted, and so I did that for almost an hour. I fell off a couple of times because it was so wet, my feet. I had water dripping off me.
Got it.
So she said, the more you exercise, the harder you do. Oh, you'll get even more than the 10 inches. So I did do that as hard as I could. Then when the time was up, she put me behind a curtain, and they unwrapped me. And then she measured me again, this time pulling the tape measure very tight. When she was done, I said, so did I lose? What did I lose? And I looked in the mirror right away. I knew. I said, I looked the exact same way. I said, well, you know, didn't I lose the 10 inches at least? And she said, no, you didn't. She goes, but I'll have to add it up, but I don't think you did. And I said, what? And she said, well, just go change. Never mind that. We'll talk about it when you're done. So I went and changed. I met her. She said, meet me back at my desk. So I changed up. I dried off the whole bit. I met her back there. And I asked her if I lost the 10 inches. She said, well, no, you didn't. And I said, well, then I'm not paying. And she said, well, you have to pay. I said, you told me it was guaranteed or I don't have to pay. And she said, no, I waived the guarantee. I said, when did you waive the guarantee? I never heard, you never said that to me. She goes, oh yeah, I mentioned it when I was wrapping you because your legs are too thin. Believe me, my legs are not too thin.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have the right to waive the guarantee.
No, you can't waive a guarantee.
I wouldn't have wrapped her.
Pay careful attention to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michelle DePietro says esthetician Claudia Rathbun guaranteed she'd lose 10 inches with her herbal body wrap. Michelle claims Claudia won't honor her guarantee.
First of all, who do you work for?
I own the company, the Millennium Body. I am a licensee of an international company that provides these mineral body wraps. I've been doing the mineral body wraps for 3.5 years. I got involved in this business because of the results I obtained with the body wrap.
Okay, fine. Your ad says guaranteed. She says you didn't get the 10 to 30 inches that you say she was going to realize, and therefore she didn't want to pay you. Now, tell me about this waiver of the guarantee.
Okay. The guarantee is based upon head-to-toe measurements. There are 18 measurements from head to toe. I
understand now. I think that this is slightly deceptive. The advertising.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it is. Because when I look at that and I look at your picture, you see, and you said lose 10 inches, this lady looks like she's lost 10 inches around her waist.
Okay.
Pay careful attention to me, madam.
I am.
So when someone looks at this, they say, well, I'm going to lose 10 inches around my waist and my midsection. That would be terrific. What you're saying is, in the small print, which doesn't appear in this ad, you'll take measurement from the arm, measurement from the lower arm, measurement from the wrist, a measurement from the neck, a measurement from the bust, a measurement from here, measurement from the hip, a measurement from the thigh, a measurement from the calf, a measurement from the ankle, and all that is going to add up to 10 inches at the end of this wrap. Okay. When I say it's slightly deceptive, your picture is, along with the word guarantee, is deceptive. You have to understand that. It's designed to make it look as if you're going to lose weight and it's not going to be around your eyeballs. Okay. So, what I want to know is, when do you claim she waived the guarantee?
Okay. When Michelle met me, I arrived at my salon at the same time Michelle did, and we had a conversation explaining the procedure about body composition plays a part on whether one would get the 10-inch guarantee.
I don't believe that. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you what I told her. If you're trying to get a customer into your salon, you don't tell...
Sorry.
I don't believe that you told her on the phone that the guarantee really wasn't a guarantee. Not until she got there, if you told her at all. When she got there, maybe, if you said to me, when she got there, I said, well, I looked at your legs look too skinny, you may not get the 10 inches, but I don't believe, because common sense suggests to me, and my age suggests to me, that when you're in business and you're offering a guarantee and you got a live one on the phone, you're going to tell them, well, we made a mistake in the ad, there's no guarantee. So, let's get real. She comes into this, you didn't tell her on the phone that there was no guarantee. Let's get to when she came into the salon.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you don't believe me in that regard.
I don't.
But there is a script that we're going...
No normal person is going to believe you that you put ads all over the place with a guarantee, and as soon as somebody calls you up on the telephone, you see how you're smiling? As soon as you get somebody on the telephone, you say, I just want to let you know before you come in, there is no guarantee. So... Let's get on. Let's get on and let's get real. You're a businesswoman.
It is not a miracle. It is not a miracle.
This, madam, is a miracle. Somebody can come in and get wrapped up for an hour and come out 10 inches slimmer.
From head to toe.
10 inches slimmer is a miracle. is a miracle. That's what she came in for. She came in for a miracle. I mean, she may be a little bit of a wacky coming in for this kind of a miracle. I think she probably is a little bit of a wacky. Tell me about the guarantee and make it good.
All righty. We have them fill out a questionnaire which goes through how much they weigh, whether they're taking any medication.
Okay, I got it. I'll take a look at the questionnaire.
There's also a section number 11 which indicates target areas of desirous inch
Let me
loss,
see that, please.
which is filled out by
Let me see.
the patron.
I just want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
She filled this out, but I see she didn't sign it.
She did not purchase a package.
She didn't.
Of wraps.
Okay.
So that's the instance when she would sign that. Because
Oh.
this is a program. This is not a one-time deal where someone will lose a size in one wrap.
No. That's not what you say here, madam. That's clearly not what you say here. Let me read exactly what you say here.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that individual results may vary based on body composition and
Correct.
body size.
Correct.
I understand that the written inch loss guarantee applies to the first wrap only.
Correct.
Head to toe measurements. So what this says in plain English is you are guaranteeing 10-inch results for the first wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And you signed it.
But I have the right to waive the guarantee.
No, you can't waive a guarantee. Only she can waive the guarantee.
I wouldn't have wrapped her.
Pay careful attention to me.
Okay.
If I buy a car. No, make it better. Bird buys a car, because I want him to pay attention. Bird buys a car, a brand new car. That car is guaranteed from stem to stern for 3 years. He has the car for 1 week. The car blows up. He takes the car back to the dealership, and the dealership says, we waived the guarantee for your car. Because we knew when it came off the assembly line that the guy who was putting it together was really not wrapped too tight. So we waived the guarantee. What do you think he would do? What would you do, Bert?
I take it to Judge Judy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michelle DePietro says esthetician Claudia Rathman owes for an herbal body wrap that didn't work.
You cannot waive a guarantee. Somebody gave you very, very bad legal advice if they told you that you can make a guarantee here and then you, not the customer, could waive the guarantee. And I don't know whoever did that, but they got their legal license and closed the cover before you strike school. Do you understand? Okay. So you cannot waive the guarantee. Now, she paid you. Why did you pay her?
Because she told me, she said, you have to pay me. And I said, but you didn't meet your agreement. And she said, oh yeah, I waived it. Didn't you hear me when I was wrapping you? I said, no.
So you paid her.
She started to get extremely rude. And then she said, you're offending me. And then she said, you need to pay or I'm going to call the police. So being afraid, I've never been in trouble in my entire life except for maybe a car ticket or something.
Did you ever say to her, you better pay or I'll call the police?
No.
No, of course you didn't. I told you before, Miss DiPietro. Do not lie to me. And how do I know she's never said to you, you better pay or I'll call the police? Because you didn't put that in your complaint, which I read very carefully. I told you, tell the truth. You don't seem to be losing, but if you lie, you will. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right. See, I told her the same thing.
But she is very intimidating, Your Honor.
She may be intimidating, and I believe she may be intimidating, or you may have been intimidated, but she never threatened to call the police. In any event, you paid her the $85, and then you went home and stopped payment on the check. That's what happened. Now, I want to see the complaint you filed with the police.
I didn't file a complaint per se to the police department.
What did you do?
When someone stops a payment or I get a bad check, we contact the local police department, the fraud unit.
Just a minute. There's a difference between a stop payment and a bad check.
Well, I asked the police department whether the procedure would be the same for a stop payment.
That's baloney. I don't believe that.
Well,
that's baloney.
Why
don't
not?
believe it.
I asked them whether the procedure would be the same. They checked the general laws of the state of Rhode Island and said yes. So the
well,
procedure...
let me see what the general laws say.
I don't have the general...
Then I don't believe you, madam, because it's common sense.
There's my email There's my letter to Michelle, which was sent certified.
I don't care about your letter. You mean you were not asked to go in to file a complaint?
It wasn't a complaint. It was trying to collect the funds for a service rendered.
The police departments don't do that unless you know a cop.
That's exactly.
Unless you know a police officer, police departments don't try to collect. They send you to civil court.
No, Your Honor, not in the state of Rhode Island. Your first course of action is to send a certified letter to the person who writes a check that is not cashable or a stop payment. I've done this a few times with some bad checks.
Bad checks is different.
I've never had this instance before where someone stopped payment. But
You're going to listen to me. You're going to be successful because she played fast and loose. She told them she got a bad check and they brought you in. That's what happened.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I believe that that's true. I don't see anything different from you, madam. Police department does not handle stop payments. Stop payments are handled by civil courts. Bad checks are handled by the police department. Somebody passes a bogus check. She did not. She gave you a perfectly valid check to get out of your establishment and decided to stop payment on it because she decided that you violated the guarantee. You did not get the check back marked insufficient funds or no account by this person. You got the check back saying payment stopped. That leaves you a civil recourse because in the state of Rhode Island, which is last I heard, part of the United States of America, they do have civil courts. They do have small claims courts where you could go to get it. This was just easier for you. Easier for you to follow the same procedure as you had followed before, which is you call somebody at the police department and says, listen, I got another bad check. So you're suing for $1,500.
Correct.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You did the wrong thing. What you do is if you have a civil complaint, you go to civil court. You don't call your local friend at the police department. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Step out. Counterclaims dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Who are you?
I'm a witness for my brother, Bobby Leal.
Mr. Leal, the defendant used to be your girlfriend, and according to you, she owes you some money for 2 items of clothing that you purchased for her.
That's correct.
And that you want back a piece of jewelry that you gave to her.
That's correct.
Okay. So, tell me how long you and the defendant dated.
Okay, we were dated approximately 8 months.
From when to when?
I believe it was from September to May. That's when the breakup, May 21st, May 22nd was the breakup.
Okay. And when was the first loan that you claimed to have made to her?
That was approximately December 21st.
Of what year?
Of 2002.
December of 2002. Well, tell me about that loan, sir.
That was for a Raider jersey.
A Raiders jersey?
That's correct.
A shirt?
No, it's a jersey. It's a throwback jersey. It's not a shirt.
To cover the upper part of your body.
That's correct. Now, I had purchased Oakland Raider tickets to go to the Oakland Coliseum and watch the Raiders play Kansas City Chiefs. Now, she wanted to go to the game. I had purchased 4 tickets. One for me, one for my brother, one for my sister. So I told her, okay, I have an extra ticket. You know, you willing to go? She said, yeah. Now, that was the 21st of December. Okay, now the game was December 28th. Now, she was complaining about how she didn't have a jersey and she had nothing to wear. So I told her, you can wear anything you want. It doesn't matter to me. And she goes, she threw a big fit, and I said, okay, fine, what do you want to do? She goes, I'll pay for a jersey if you purchase me a jersey so I can go to the game with you.
So
I don't want to look funny at the game. I said, fine. You're going to pay me back? She said, yeah. That was the first loan.
Okay. Now, what was the next loan for?
The next loan was basically March 27th. I loaned her a dress that she's supposed to pay me back for.
Well, tell me about the dress. It wasn't your dress, was it?
No, it wasn't. The dress that I purchased for her was a dress that she needed for a prom that she invited me to.
She invited you to her prom?
That's correct.
And tell me how it came about that you purchased a dress for her.
Okay. Her mother would not buy her anything for the prom because of the fact that she was with me, and her mother hated my guts. Why? I have no idea.
And you were her boyfriend?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you had been her boyfriend since September of 2002?
That's correct.
And this was March 2003?
That's correct.
And she wanted to go to the prom. Her mother wouldn't help her out. So what did she say to you?
What happened was we had went to the school to pay for the tickets for the prom. Now, the tickets, that was a gift for me to pay for the tickets. I paid for the tickets with my expense. Now, the dress, she told me, okay, you know, my mother won't buy me a dress, and I don't have no money, I'm broke. Would you be able to buy me a dress, and I'll pay you back with my child support money that I get every month? I said, okay, we can do that. So what happened is I purchased a dress as a loan for Catherine.
Okay. Now, from December 2002 until March 27th, 2003, did she pay you back for the jersey?
She didn't pay me back for anything, Your Honor.
So after you made this loan to her, which she did not fulfill,
That's
is that
correct.
right? You lent her even more money for the dress. Is that right?
Yes, but the dress was a loan.
And what about the jersey?
The jersey was also a loan, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you, sir. After she didn't pay you back for the jersey, didn't pay you back in December, January, February, March. She didn't pay you back, so you lent her more money for the dress.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what about this jewelry you want returned?
Oh, this jewelry was a symbol of our relationship, okay? It was two gold open hearts with a real fine necklace that goes around the neck, Your Honor. That necklace...
When did you give it to her, Mr. Leo?
I did not give it to her. It was a symbol of our relationship that was for
When
us.
did you give it to her? If you took it out of your hand and you put it on her neck, then you gave it to her.
I would say before the prom.
What month?
I have no idea.
So you don't remember?
I don't remember what month.
Shh. Okay. As a symbol of your relationship, now the relationship is over, you want it back.
That's correct.
All right. Now, are you a witness to what?
I'm a witness to the prom dress.
Step up. Tell me your last name.
Guerrero?
Okay. You're his sister.
Yes.
What are you a witness to?
2 weeks before the prom, I had asked her if she had anything to wear to the prom, because I know her mom and her didn't get along, and they were always just talking really bad about each other, so I asked her if she had anything to wear. And she said, you know, Bobby bought me a dress, and I'm going to pay him back as soon as, you know, I get some money. And I said, okay. And so we just actually began speaking about other things.
Good. I see. Okay. Now, Miss Ellis, let's start with the jersey. Let's have, in 30 seconds or less, your version of the jersey, please.
We were at the mall, and he decided, oh, there's Raiders tickets I would like to buy. So we shopped around, he bought a jersey, and he told me, you know, if you want to go to the game, you got to get a jersey. He wasn't going to let me go to the game
That's
without...
wrong, Your Honor.
Did she interrupt you when you were speaking?
Without...
Shh. Did she interrupt you when you were speaking?
No, ma'am.
Then don't interrupt her. Go ahead.
He wasn't going to let me go to the game without wearing...
So you're saying he just bought you the jersey?
He bought the jersey, he threw a fit and made me pick one out. So I did.
Good. The next thing that happened was this gold chain. Do you remember when that was?
That was in March. I don't know the exact day, but it was in March. I got, for Valentine's Day, a card stuck to my front door that says, your gift will come soon, on it. You want to look at that?
Please.
In March, he went out shopping.
Okay.
He didn't say anything about it being like a promise
Whatever,
type
it's a
of
gift.
thing.
It's a gift. He doesn't get that back. Doesn't get that back to her.
That's basically the necklace.
Perfect. Now let's get to the prom dress.
I decided I was going to go to prom, and I asked him, obviously, he was my boyfriend, so I asked him if he wanted to go. He agreed. He was all excited, hyped up about going, and...
Look at me. Look at me.
Sorry.
So far, you're batting 1,000. Let's not tell anything that's untrue.
I'm not.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This chick, this little girl, she cheated on me.
Listen,
hold on a second.
Mr. Leo. No,
Hold on a
Mr.
second.
Leo.
Okay, I work.
No! You hold on.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bobby Leal says ex-girlfriend Catherine Ellis owes for a prom dress, a Raiders jersey, and a necklace he says was a symbol of their relationship.
So you asked him to go to the prom?
I asked him to go to the prom. He agreed. He wanted me to look good. Obviously, we went dress shopping for about a week or so, and he found the dress that I actually got, and he purchased it.
You mean he found it without you there?
No. We found the dress, and he
You were
bought
together?
It. Yeah.
You were together? No,
Yeah.
the question is...
No, it was not a loan. I never agreed to pay him back for it. It was not a loan. He
Well,
was my
tell me-
boyfriend. It was, you know, the thing to do. And
Okay. Did you ever have a conversation with Miss Guerrero, his sister?
No, I
about
did
the
not.
dress? Yes.
She did have a conversation at my house telling me that my brother bought her a dress and that she was going to pay him back as soon as she got money.
That never happened.
I told her that he bought the dress, yes, but I
And
never
that you were
told
going to pay
her.
him back.
I never told her that I was going to pay him back. I wouldn't tell somebody that.
Okay.
If it
How much
wasn't
was the
a loan.
dress, Mr. Leal?
I got the receipt right here. I got the pictures of the prom day with the necklace. If you'd like to take a look at that, Your Honor.
No. The dress was $86.37?
That's correct.
Okay. Listen to me very carefully, Mr. Leal. I do not believe that... Sit down now. The jersey that you purchased for her as a gift in December of 2002.
That is not correct, Your Honor.
No, it is correct because I say it is correct for the purposes of these proceedings, Mr. Leal. The necklace that you bought for her was a gift. You don't get those things back.
Your Honor,
I'm speaking. The dress, however, I believe she said she would pay you back for because I believe your sister. And I believe you to the extent that when you went shopping for the dress for her, it was your intention and her intention to pay you for the cost of the dress, not for the jersey, not for the necklace. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Ellis, I don't believe you that you never had a conversation with Miss Guerrero with regard to the dress. I believe that you did, in fact, say to her that Bobby bought me the dress and I'm going to pay him back, and you are going to pay him back. It's $86.37. The necklace, of course, is yours. What do you want?
I wanted to say something to you, Your Honor, that was really important. Okay, the time being that I was with Miss Catherine Ellis, okay, there's been times where I work graveyard shift, okay? I work graveyard shift every single day. And every single day that I was with her, this chick, this little girl, she cheated on me.
Listen
Hold on
to
a
me,
second.
Mr. Leal. No,
Hold on a
Mr.
second.
Leal.
Okay, I work.
No, you hold on. You have to put a period and get over your anger.
Right.
Listen to me.
What about the child?
No, you have to put a period, Mr. Leal, and get over your anger.
Right.
She broke up with you.
Right.
It's over.
No sympathy at all. That's correct.
It's over. It's
Right.
over. This is not a long-term marriage that you had.
That's
This was a
correct.
relationship that you have, and relationships end, and sometimes they're better off ending before they become more serious, before you have a baby, before you have bills and things that you've accumulated together, right? I want you to start absorbing what I'm saying to you. You just want to talk. I'm not your psychiatrist. I'm not your psychologist. I'm not your therapist. I am a judge. I am here to determine three things. Whether the jersey was a gift, I say it was a gift. Whether you get the necklace back, that was also a gift. The dress, however, the cost of the dress was a loan, which I find she promised to pay you back. That ends your legal interaction with Miss Ellis.
And what about this?
Do
right
you
here?
want?
What about her sending a bunch of guys?
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Okay.
That ends your legal action with Miss Ellis.
Okay.
And if you are smart, you will end all contact with her. She will end all contact with you. You will go home with your sister, who is a little concerned about you. There's no question. I look at Miss Guerrero and I say to myself, she's a little worried about him, that he's going to fly off the handle. Don't fly off the handle. It's over. You will have another interest in your life. You will have another relationship in your... Perfect.
Okay,
Then you get
that's not the point.
$86.37 from her. Bird, I've had it. Say goodbye to these people for
Parties
me.
are excused. You may step out.
Respect. Respect. That's all I want is respect.
He's jealous.
I have no sympathy for the little girl, and I'm just going to go my way. She goes her way, and that's it.
He's an idiot. And I am never going to date anybody like him again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Zook versus Brown. Step forward, please.
Computer business owner Carl Zook is suing 27-year-old bartender Kristen Brown for crashing into his parked car. Kristen says Carl is suing the wrong person.
Mr. Zook, would you remove that from the bench, please? Thank you very much. Mr. Zook, on what date was your parked car destroyed?
It was August 11th of 2002.
According to what I've read, your car was parked in front of your home, or not far from your home, and you were awakened by some loud noise. You came outside to find that your car had been severely damaged by a car that was white in color, Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you saw the car pull away, and then the car came back again, barreling down the street and took off. As it turns out, I find that the car that damaged your car belonged to the defendant.
That's correct.
The defendant says that her car was stolen by someone. She doesn't know who. It was out of her control, and therefore she is not responsible for the damage to your car. You want her to pay for the damage to your car.
That's correct.
She says she's not responsible for the damage to your car. She wasn't driving her car when the incident happened. Her car was stolen. Is that what the case is about?
I don't know if the defendant claims the car is stolen.
The car wasn't in her control.
Correct.
She didn't have it.
Correct.
Okay. August 11th, 2002, where were you?
I was bartending.
What time did you go to work on the 11th?
I had to be there at 9 o'clock, 9
9
p.m.
9 p.m.?
Yes.
Who is this?
This is the other bartender that night, and we both closed the bar together.
Okay. So when you got to work at 9 o'clock, you were driving. What kind of car were you driving?
I have a white Acura.
What year?
94.
Where did you park the car?
There's a parking lot behind the bar.
Any other cars there?
Yeah, quite a few.
Okay, and what time did you close up?
The bar closes at 2, and then it takes us at least 45 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half to close down the bar. We have to count out the register, clean the bar, tip out the doorman, all sorts of stuff. So we usually leave about 3 a.m.
Okay. 2 o'clock, closed, 2:45, 3 o'clock, you're out the door. And what happens when you get outside?
Usually get in my car and go home.
Well, what happened on the 11th of August?
That night, I actually, right before closing...
Try looking at me, right here.
Sorry. Right before closing, I think I was starting to gather my stuff. I usually keep my car keys and other, lipstick, personal belongings on the back of the bar, and I noticed that my car keys were gone. And I ran out the back door to the parking lot and then noticed that my car was gone. Now, I had figured it's a really local bar. I have a ton of friends that hang out there. Everybody knows my car, and I just figured, one of my friends had too many drinks, did something stupid, took off with my car, so then I just asked the door guy if he could give me a ride home, and he took me home.
Mm-hmm. What information does this person have to contribute to this case?
Well, Peter can testify that at the time that the accident happened, I was still working, so that I was not behind the wheel of the car.
I don't even think that this gentleman thinks that you were necessarily behind the wheel of the car.
Well,
that doesn't mean that you didn't give the keys to somebody. What time is your car damaged?
1:55 a.m.
So she was working?
Yes.
I believe you were working. I don't believe that you are clueless as to who had your car. Madam, do you want to know why?
Why?
2 reasons. Because instead of bringing a witness who can testify to your surprise when you got outside and saw that you didn't have a car, you brought somebody who was going to just tell me that you were there. That was never an issue with the police, that it was you behind the wheel of the car. Maybe a boyfriend. Maybe a friend to whom you had given the keys. And second, that you didn't report this car stolen, did you?
No.
Well, here we have your white Acura that's missing. It's in the middle of the night. It's your only means of transportation. And you don't call the police to say to them, listen, somebody took my car, especially since you just said to me, I thought maybe one of my friends who had been drinking or something took my car. Somebody's drinking, driving your car in the middle of the night, and you don't think that that's cause to pick up the phone and call the police? For those reasons, madam, I don't believe your story. The police may have believed your story, but I don't. Who's Tom?
That was my boyfriend at the time.
Well, Tom brought your car in to be repaired.
That's what boyfriends do for girlfriends.
If they drive the car.
Or just as a favor.
Or if they drive the car. Oh, good. I'm glad to see this police officer also finds that you're full of baloney. Brown did not want to file a stolen vehicle report. I questioned her about the facts and told her that I did not find her story credible. Wow. Good for you. I asked her if she was willing to take a polygraph test. She declined. The boyfriend was also offered to take a polygraph test. He also miraculously declined. Ugh. Can I see the bills, please? I had enough. I hate people who don't fess up to their responsibilities. Is he still your boyfriend?
No, Your Honor.
When did he stop being your boyfriend?
Just recently.
Did he dump you or did you dump him?
It was mutual.
That's usually not true. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $5,000, which doesn't cover the damage, sir, but it's all I can give you. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.